instead. That's nice to see. So even though we haven't seen North Georgia really be able to march forward with a lot of convincing attacks, at least the back line up until now has been secure. Can't get the read on the bounce, and that's finally our first goal. 10 seconds to go for Kennesaw trying to close this one out.
Yeah, still with the pressure here from Kennesaw. Now only our second demo. This one from downtown, and that's going to be an own goal here at 3 seconds. We spoke a little too soon here, Danger Talk. Slavip, left side, little tap, not really taking away possession. Now definitely does. Despite going up, the double tap. Hugh Dog and North Georgia come from behind victory with the Puma symbol on the side.
As we've seen many time with new rosters in the beginning of the semester, this might be the first time these players are really playing together at all. So this is really setting the tone for how you guys all click together. Kwong trying to bury one here on the near post, and he does just that. Better. Might be able to pad those stats. Kwong throwing it right back in. That should be open, but it's just wide instead.
Almost gets the nose down onto it. A couple members fighting, twisting, and now an open net the other way going for North Georgia. Nobody's almost hitting payload. Now is Joel. A little soft hit right there. Kind of just puts it in the breadbasket of a couple North Georgia players. That's really, really bad as this one comes all the way down from the other side. Being able to con the defense out of a clear that gets you the ultimate goal, as we will be able to enter into that 1-1. Maybe not for long as that clear gets away. Hugh Dog into Archie, and well worked from North Georgia. Safe to the side. They're feeling like heroes. They're keeping it up. Slavip into the ceiling. Sharky doesn't get it. Joel with a deflection. It's Quonk at 0. Hugh Dog in the way. Another save. North Georgia will very much so take that ball hitting the grass. Overtime somehow. Now coming up for the serve. Hugh Dog down. That's a bouncer just a little bit too high though as Sharky tries to continue the theme. Down bottom. And Archie does it here for North Georgia. Set up all day long. Now shoots in right now, but Quonk is going to win that 50. He's screaming off to the side. Bounce off some wall and now ends middle until North Georgia gets another shot at it. Let's be open for Hugh Dog, and they will make no mistake. Kwong, I gotta say, a great effort, but sometimes you need something even greater. You're seeing a player get thrown all the way across, like Joel's really just flailing, and you're thinking, okay, well, I probably have enough time to go to the
Welcome, everybody, to the Eastern College Athletic Conference Week number 7. My name is Seymour. With me is Paul's Bull. We got the Barron Lions going up against U Albany tonight. Both teams 6-0. It's looking like a fantastic best of 3 ahead of us, Paul. How are you feeling tonight?
I mean, we're coming down to the wire here for ECAC, right? It's week 7 of 8 in the round robin stage. Top 16 teams get to move on to playoffs. Both our teams tonight looking pretty good to do so. Undefeated thus far, but only one team gets to stay undefeated and then move on, potentially become undefeated throughout the entirety of the round robin stage, get really high seeding, and get a nice shot through the playoffs potentially. So tonight is pretty big for both the Lions and the Danes. I don't know if you should put a Dane in a fight against a Lion generally.
I mean, it's not just a Dane; it's a Great Dane. It's a Great Dane possible. So
do they make non-Great Danes?
I've
never heard of a Dane dog, like just a Dane as a dog. But anyways, we've got U Albany versus the Barron Lions. This is an exciting matchup. Both these teams have generally been pretty good in Collegiate Valorant. You know, it's been a while since I personally have seen either team, right? Barren Lions admittedly is like, I think one of the teams from Penn State now, but one of the better ones at that. So I'm excited to see how this plays.
That's why I'm a big fan of Penn State, you know, ever since, you know, I guess I've gotten towards collegiate esports. I'm always watching these Penn State teams battle it out. But it's all cards on the table. Like you said, both teams being undefeated. Only one team can remain so after this best of three. So let's take a look at what we're looking for this best of three. We're starting out on Bind. We got Ascent map number 2 guaranteed. And the collegiate special Haven to top it off for all 3 of these maps. Pausable on Bind, picked by you, Albany. Baron's going to be the attackers. You look at Ascent picked by Baron. You Albany is going to start off the attackers. So both teams opting to start off for the attacking sides of both of these 2 maps.
I hope that means they're aggressive, but it could just be the state of how things are right now. Attack
I
is,
think so.
Especially for some collegiate teams, definitely a lot easier to set up half of the time. I do think it's very interesting that you Albany pick Bind first, because Bind is one of the maps. Baron, they were on stream a couple weeks ago in week 5, right? They beat the University of Delaware 13-7 on this map. So did you Albany do their homework? Did they see that? Did they go, I think we have something we can take advantage of here potentially? Or are we just getting a clash on map 1 of a map both of these teams are pretty comfortable on? Who knows?
I mean, it's Bind. It's a classic for a lot of teams.
It is kind of a classic.
But, you know, one thing we can guarantee is, I would say, a chamber these days is definitely a guarantee. It looks like Bandit's going to be hovering that for you, Albany. But it's an exciting one to kick off for both of these teams, like you say. You know, you Albany, a little bit of history so far on this team, or on this map. And I'm not seeing something, you know, totally out of the ordinary for this one. I think Bandit swapping from the chamber to the Killjoy is definitely telling me that we are looking at a Killjoy versus Cypher matchup when it comes down to the Sentinels between both of these teams, which is pretty interesting because Cypher recently got a little bit of a change to a lot of their utility. You know, the Tripwires now, I guess, rearming themselves after a couple of seconds after use. So that's going to be big, you know, especially considering how dynamic and how fluid you need to be as a Sentinel in a game like this, from rotating from site to site. So it's cool to see Cypher getting changed up a little bit.
And it makes Cypher a more potent defensive pick, right? A lot of, you know, once upon a time when we split time between Cyphers and Killjoys, we talked about it. Oh, well, Cypher's a little bit better for the attack because you get better information gathering, but then Killjoy's way better on defense. And then Cypher sort of just got like a couple tiny nerfs and then fell off the map completely, right? Now comes back with a couple of buffs, and I'm excited to see what the Barren Lions are going to be able to do with that Cypher on defense here. It is what they ran. The only difference for their composition actually compared to what we saw in week 5 is they got the Brimstone instead of an Omen now. Both perfectly fine on this map as far as I'm concerned. Brim a little bit more stable for some like hard-hitting executes, whereas Omen lets you play the map a little bit more. But both totally viable. And other than that, these compositions are dang near mirror. So it'll be really telling how Albany open up on their attacking side. They're going to be, or I'm sorry, how Barons open up on their attacking side. They're going to be the ones who, again, technically speaking, you still think of that Cypher better on the attack, quote unquote. But for this map, maybe not so much. You know, there's not a ton of lurking that your Cypher needs to keep track of on this map. So we'll have to see what Puff's able to do. We're out onto the map for our very first to start off the night.
Yeah, the Pistols to start off strong. Some heavy aggression out of Hookah from the side of you Albany as they're going to get rid of the camera down over towards Fountain, flash out to clear it, and start to take some really aggressive spacing, which is I actually genuinely do like, but Puff might be able to get away with a little bit here. Classic shot's not going to land, and Sal taking out the Cypher early is a big pick to grab for you Albany.
And I love this decision from Albany, right? You get one pick, you get the Cypher, which is likely a lurk, and you just leave. Now you can double back, reinforce a little bit more, and now Penn State, they're forced to spend a lot of time clearing this out. I'm surprised they only have 2 members for it. You know, if Albany had stuck around with 3 or so, this would get pretty hairy. Some noise being made over to A likely will pull a defender over. Actually pulls the TP of all things. A full collapse onto the A site. I mean, Penn State, they've bamboozled Albany technically, but it's cost them 2 of their players.
Fun's going to sit back, relax, see if you can catch a few players off exit. Spice going to get planted at B off of that TP right away. Fun will be able to rejoin the rest of the team, but it has to be on high alert for what could be a possible flank, but all eyes forward. It's a full 5 retake from the defender's spawn. All players going to be on site as a wraparound elbow from Samaritan's going to spot out this Viper. Lineups for Season's going to hopefully do a little bit of damage to these players, but it's going to be Fun, the only one to deal some damage. The Spike's going to get defused, and although these kills are coming out, rounds done and dusted. Albany was able to pick up that before any of the action even began.
So Penn State, have we practiced that lineup? Did we like miscomm the plant spot? Because that wasn't even close. Sorry guys, but it just wasn't. And it's a really aggressive gambit too, right? Like that is a classic like chess level gambit. You sacrifice material for positioning. You sacrifice 2 of your players to get the spike down on the B site.
I'm not a big fan of it.
It's way too much of a Hail Mary this early on, right? Maybe if it was just like 1, like if they hadn't lost Puff so early and then go for that, maybe you could get away with it, but it just becomes too difficult to hold the B site, especially on a pistol round. You don't have the firepower and you don't have the utility to keep the defenders out on the retake.
I'm not a big fan of, taking such a big gamble in a pistol round where it's already a 50-50. When you give a little bit of an edge to the opponents, it's not going to help your case whatsoever. So now Penn State going to have to try and come back from that with only pistols and a Sheriff. Classics down the rest of the team to grab that utility.
Yeah, I mean,
strong buy for Albany for the other side. Bandit's going to catch through the smoke. Fun, nice headshot there. Armani's looking to see if you can at least break through. Spike plant possibly, but everybody's going down, and this is looking really clean from the Danes.
Yeah, I mean, this is just dusted, right? Not bad movement either from Bandit. That allows Rax to get pretty decent trades. Only 1 goes down, and you'll be able to pick up the more expensive gun as well. So perfectly acceptable losses there for University of Albany. I actually really like the utility setup that we are seeing from Albany thus far. The timing on a lot of their utility is very obnoxious for Penn State. We're going to have to keep an eye on that and see in full gun rounds, are Albany able to use their utility to stall the attack as effectively? You saw the snake bite come in. You saw some smokes come in. Really made it difficult for Penn State to execute effectively on the A site despite having 5 players and some decent information. So now we go into the bonus round. Pretty healthy bonus for Albany too. So Penn State, they're going to have to be careful. They don't want to get caught off by something aggressive.
No, not at all. And I think for the defenders who have already showed their hands on aggression, you should be expecting that if you're Baron. So how the Lions will answer back, full passive play style in their spawn, waiting for that aggression to come out. Seems like Sal might be playing for this ultimate orb to get even closer towards that showstopper, but you see the Killjoy is going to be set up over towards B with all their utility locking down Hookah. And at the moment, Albany, they've gotten what they wanted, just a little bit of aggression, help from Showers. They're happy with it.
Albany are really intelligent with their utility. Again, that timing is perfect. They sense no aggression, no proactivity from Penn State. So instead, they just wait. They sit in Showers. They're like, okay, yeah, we'll throw the Trailblazer. Now you just saw on the minimap another guiding light go out. So all the information garnered for Albany, they know it's not going to be a Showers person. They're doubting it's A at all at this point. So already you can see Albany members thinking about going to reinforce B where the hit's coming in. Lickety split.
Quick as ever, Romani's going to be the first one in. Nice flash in the back. Not's going to pop, but Rax is still going to fall, so good from Baron to look to get the spike planted as quick as possible. Off the back of these Vandals, Season's going to grab a second one. This looks like that Bulldog will be passed over towards a teammate. Bandit looking for a couple of wall bangs. Nothing going to hit the mark as Season's going to get healed up by the overgrowth. Now Albany's going to have to retake this with only 2 members left who are stuck behind this orbital smoke, or the sky smoke, and walking up long, 2 separate individuals to see if you can pull anything back for your team, do a little bit of damage maybe towards Baron, but it's not going to happen just yet. Spencer's going to be all alone. Nice damage there onto Samaritan. If you can burn this clock, maybe force these players to die to the spike explosion, but Penn State, they should be looking to get out very, very soon. Spencer as well going to look to carry over this Vandal. Yeah. Baron's going to put their first round on the board. Paul and Fun going to take the gun out of the Spencer's hand.
Good work from Fun there, and a solid round from Penn State, too. The risk of that B play is rarely going to ever be the site players. I mean, Rax just gets destroyed, and Bandit gets smoked out, can't do anything from elbow. So Penn State do a good job of recognizing, oh, the 3 players teleporting from A, that's the danger. They decide to plant inside tube and just sort of huddle together like a bunch of penguins on the site and stick together. They know they have the superior firepower, and they can win a lot of those gunfights. So good work from Penn State early on, get themselves on the board. This is an important round for them, though, because they can break Albany's economy here.
Yeah, they can completely turn the tides of battle here with this round. And I like how Albany is still fighting for some space towards Showers, still forcing Penn State to use some early utility just to, you know, fight back in these scenarios. And that should allow Albany a lot stronger of a sight hold later on down the line.
That's a little difficult. I like the idea for Penn State to try and fight Showers, but you have to actually commit to the fight. Just standing out in the open, especially when you know that the Sky is going to be playing there, that's not going to get you much of anything. Now we're trying to go for a pinch. Bold decision here, and it's not going to pay off. Sal's already good for 3. Showstopper does get picked out of the air, though.
Showstopper did get picked out of the air, but here comes the TPs. Puff now going to have to go overtime to draw things back, and if they choose so, there's still a full possibility of TP back over towards B. The site is completely open. There are these nano swarms, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to do too much. No, Armani's going to be able to skip right over that and drop that spike.
3v2 lockdown available, but using the lockdown to try and retake the A site or the B site rather from this position is very difficult. So not likely going to see that one come into play. Oh, the timing here is so important.
Armani's going to get one back. 2 versus 2. Lockdown still available for Albany, but will they choose to use it? Armani's going to get information on the first.
Nice.
Listening for Bandit through Hookah. Puck gets a 3K. I said these two, they needed to go a little bit overtime here to make that possible. And here we are. 2 rounds in a row for Penn State.
Yeah, Sal overheats a little bit. So gets the 3K, says, I have Showstopper, guys. This is my ace. Trust me. Gets dominated. And then what a round from Puff and Armani. I love the way Puff wrapped into back sight there for the pinch into Showers, right? They recognized a couple players were vulnerable there. And Puff comes from an unexpected, an unorthodox angle. And that catches Albany off guard and lets Penn State get that rotate off to B where they can isolate a few more gunfights. Really solid stuff. And now on an eco, Albany, they're trying to get aggro again. Puff really get caught.
What the swing. 3 players making a lot of noise, and this Phantom should be just what you need to sweep them under the rug. Although Spencer, the nice delivered shot by the Sheriff. Sal's going to get a second one, looking to escape off of these blast packs, and Sal's going to live to tell the tale for now. And Season's going to grab one on the pinch, clear out the flank for a moment, and Sal's going to take Hospitality over towards Showers, just set up shop and maybe flank this team once more. This is really smart from Sal.
Yeah, I mean, maximum potential damage here. A rifle recovered. Season is watching for it, though. Yeah, really well done.
Smart. And I mean,
and now in a
Bandit
1v3,
really
no
much.
gun has been recovered here. Just a shorty for Bandit, too. Come on, push me. Come on. Come on, I want you to do it. Come on, push me.
Drop the lockdown. You won't at this point.
If Bandit drops the lockdown here, I will leave. I will straight up leave.
It's not too bad, though, from Albany getting those 2 kills. Sal had the right idea for flanking through the attacker spawn through Showers. But again, I mean, both teams are showing really solid knowledge of the map, really heads up, you know, on the fly decision making. And you know, you can put a lot there on the Season, not only watching the flank from their spawn, but watching the flank through market too. Season gets 2 really impactful kills in that moment.
It has been a tale of 2 teams thus far in our first 5 rounds. Albany, very willing to make plays, to be proactive, whereas Penn State, a little bit more disciplined, right? A little bit more, hey, we need to cross our eyes, or cross our T's and dot our I's, rather. You know, and that leaves them with not a lot of time in some of these rounds, which can be a little bit tricky on the attack, but thus far doing a pretty good job. 3 rounds in a row. I mean, if they get another one here, they're going to have an amazing attack half at the very least, probably 5 to 7, right? So UA, they need to bounce back here. And now, again, just actually still that lockdown on the precipice of a few other alts. Man, are they going to go for something aggro again? Ooh, they want to, but Sal accidentally gets team flashed a little bit there. So can't push this too much, although Sal's just going to contact as a defender. All right, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Sal has shown that he's capable of taking these fights and getting in, getting out.
That's
and
true.
Doing a whole lot of damage, you know, in the midst of things. So D-Nun's going to put some focus on him, hopefully bait these players to not clear Sal, but...
Look, Puff is keeping eyes on that box for the timing. Almost tragic there for Puff, but now you know, right? 100%.
And Baron still has this Viper's Pit, so an approach to one of these sites, you know, you can see this Viper's Pit being used. The lockdown's going to be looking to draw out some more of this time, but they're still going for this one. Bandit's going to find Armani, who's hoping to get this lockdown taken care of, and Rax is the second one, so Spike does get planted, but players are forced to TP away. Neural Theft's going to be invested in towards the round. Puff now in a 2 versus 3. Spike being held down by Bandit. Season's got to make some moves, but not going to make it in time and won't be able to hold their guns.
Yeah, Penn State a little jumpy there once the lockdown gets thrown out. You have two decisions when the lockdown gets thrown out. Either you can do the high percentage play, which is back off, let the lockdown run its course, and try to do something elsewhere in the meantime. Or you can try and rush in and push. They take a couple seconds to rush in and push, and there's a lot of other helpful utility from Albany to stop that. You know, snake bites, smokes, into showers, right? So even with the Seekers thrown out from Fun, it's very difficult to try and make that play work, to plant the spike and get out all within the few seconds that you have before the lockdown triggers. I understand the idea from Penn State, but if they wanted to do that, the scenario would have had to have been different in a lot of ways.
And I know I didn't mention it earlier when we were talking about the two differences, but that is a big reason why I still value the Killjoy over the Cypher in so many situations.
Yeah, the ult's great.
That lockdown compared to the Neural Theft is just such an impactful ultimate to use, especially when, you know, you can cycle it between your Viper. It just adds so much impact to the game.
Look how further back Albany are playing in this round. What are they cooking? They've got an Orbital Strike, so it's possible that this A defense just wants to sort of give front sight and use Orbital Strike to stop Penn State from doing anything. Bandit trying to contact off the turret doesn't get much. And again, Penn State sort of just putting their feelers out, trying to garner where they can just creep to on the map. But this time, they sense that B is going to be a bit more vulnerable.
Trailblazer is going to be used over towards B, so they know the Sky is going to be here, but will they be able to knock down Sal? That paint shell going to do so much damage, but Armani with it straight through the smoke is going to be able to catch that. They should know Denuns is there, and yeah, they will be able to take care of that Sky as well. Now the Orbital Strike going to at least try out this clock a little bit more, deny that spike plants right away, but they should be able to get it done nonetheless. 10 seconds, and all three members from the Defenders looking to retake from the Defender spawn. No control over towards Elbow for Penn State. They're just going to be playing this from inside of the tube. And that is going to be tough to have with the two players from Gardens. Armani's going to have their second in towards the round. Still continue to ward off these members. Season a second one there, and Fun's going to put it away. 4 rounds from Penn State. And another one to take back their lead.
Yeah, really solid round from Penn State there. The Orbital Strike has sort of evolved as a defensive ultimate, right? Once upon a time, you know, when Valorant started, you could use the Orbital Strike and catch people off guard. People didn't know how to, like, track ults. Like, people weren't as attentive to the ults at the top of your screen and on the scoreboard as they are these days, right? It's pretty hard to kill someone while they're planning with an Orbital Strike these days, especially out in the open of Bind, right? I think I would have preferred Spencer to have waited and used that as a tool for a retake instead. Like, oh, let's clear tube and push elbow, or let's clear sight and, you know, we'll, let's ult, like, Gardens, and then we'll, like, physically clear sight, right? I don't love the idea of you holding the Orbital Strike to just try and stop a plant, especially in that scenario where Penn State already have full dominion of the entire B site. The rotates are just barely getting there.
Yeah, you'd need something out of that ultimate, and it doesn't seem like they were able to follow up enough. with its usage. Season's going to be hearing a whole lot of footsteps on the flank. 4 members through Market, and this Viper is hightailing it over towards Showers. Fun, and Samaritan's going to be able to clear an exit strategy for them, and on site, feet planted in the ground. This wall of Penn State members just is not going to budge. Spencer taking so much damage through the wall. Samaritan's going to put it away. A flawless round from Penn State to put their lead up by 2. On this attacking side, this is very, very strong so far from Baron.
Yeah, tight start for Penn State, or for the Baron Lions right now. The Nittany Lions as well.
Yeah, not just Lions.
We are. That's a reference for all my Penn Staters out there. My sister went to Penn State and actually lives in Albany now. So this is kind of a funny match for me. But anyways, we go into a very important gun round here for Albany. They've got a lot to use. You're going to see the Viper Spit immediately in a short. That does limit the options of Penn State, but still the Orbital Strike available. Now, I do like the Orbital Strike as an anti-Viper's Pit tool. I mean, Showstopper too. There are a lot of ways through this Viper's Pit, actually, for Penn State. They're not totally stuck, especially as they pick up one last orb to get the Seekers online.
I don't know if the Viper's Pit has actually commanded enough space that it will be able to deny full usage of this Orbital Strike. This Orbital Strike should be able to move Rax on the outside of this ult, so it would be good for denying this and gaining that space. And it seems like they're grouping up to make that happen, but
I mean, what you can do here is you can pop the Seekers. If you get a ping inside the Viper's Pit, the second the Seeker gets a ping, you just Orbital Strike at the center of the Seeker.
Well, here we go. The Seeker is going to be let go. Is this going to be the call? The TP back over towards B. The only one here is Spencer in Gardens, as well as Dinan sitting over in towards the Cubby. So this is a great call from Penn State to make a little bit of a change up, but the TP is following it up. Sal's not going to be able to get there. Showstopper shut down yet again. Dinans is going to be the second to fall. They have yet to see Spencer and the Viper's Pit now to take control of B. So Spencer, a chance to deny this.
Whoa.
Now Vipers goes down. So does the Pit. Bandit a second. Fun's going to drop out of hookah. Nice shot to the Brimstone. 3K from Spencer. And a 1v1 at the end with 15 HP. That's a clutch to keep Albany in it.
Masterfully done by Spencer there. Realizes that Penn State have not been fully clearing that site as they need to. He tucks himself away in Garden. All the smokes come out, you know, not just the cyber cages, but the Viper's Pit. And Penn State think to themselves, okay, we should be aware of like a B long flank eventually. But there is no way that Season was ready for Spencer to be that close. Season playing outside of the Viper's Pit. Clearly Penn State are thinking that the first contact is going to come from the back of B site, from the teleporter, that Season would be safe there, but he falls, and so does the post plant for Penn State. Albany keeping it close.
I mean, that is a huge round to keep you in contention of maybe an advantage towards the end of this half for Albany. As one more for Penn State would at least give them an even end. And now there's a lot of information for Armani to gain over towards U-Haul, but the Seekers are going to be able to, you know, sniff out that info and now give away this aggression.
It's really early. There's still a minute 10. Seekers are kind of nice, but most of those are broken. And look how much control Penn State have regardless of that. They can go for this pinch that we saw Puff do earlier on, this Showers pinch. Has a lot of teeth to it. You don't even have to go for it. You can just TP back. Look over at the B site. Puff has snuck all the way on, past the turret and everything.
Past the turret, past the swarms, and a chance to maybe punish a couple of these players. However, Rax is going to be the first line of defense here with the Judge up top. Denies Season of that. Monty's the next one in. The Orbital Strike alongside the Raise, but Rax before falling going to be able to take down a second one. So we are in towards a 3 versus 3. Puff has made his positioning known, and the spike will be planted.
I mean, this is still pretty dicey. 3v3, no ults on either side. At least you have a player up in hookah. It has to be Fun, who's the pivot of the anchor of this post plant.
A little bit overzealous here from Sal, and Puff's allowed to come alive up top. It's not going to be Puff for 4, but Fun able to give Barreled Lions back that 2-round advantage that they did have. A masterclass yet again on site from these players.
I mean,
And
be
it's all
frank-
down to Puff and that spacing that you said.
Yeah, to be frank, for Penn State, the timing there was not ideal, but they get it done, right? Puff's flank was phenomenal. His flank and lurk. I was trying to. Either way, the position he gets to is great. The fight against Rax inside Hookah is a little bit weird, especially, you know, if you're using the orbital strike to flush him out. Why do you have your rays just like flying into the judge? All comes out in the wash, though.
Sal
does get one with the judge, but it's not a recoverable rifle. And on a yet another eco for Albany, Penn State are looking okay.
Yeah. And Barrel
not a
now
judge, that's a
continues
Bucky.
Just, yeah. It's the next best thing. Barrel still looking to continue to press on over towards A, as I like this flank coming out from Albany, looking to catch a few players unaware. However, Barrel has yet to allow that to happen. It's this time Samaritan watching the flank, and as these Sky Smokes drop, do they expect Spencer to continue to lurk in this position? He hasn't made himself known just yet, and now for the rest of them, Season's watching the flank through Market.
Even with this position from Spencer, it's just nothing actionable, right? Like, maybe if everybody had rifles, this would be nasty, but with like a classic in hand, there's just nothing you can do. I mean, again, that was maybe a little bit more. I wouldn't personally have vulnerable myself and then pushed into a pistol where now, because you're vulnerable, it could kill you. But again, comes out the wash for Penn State, and they'll at least guarantee a lead in this half. 8-4 would be great for them, though.
Yeah, 8-4 heading over towards defense that should, I'd say, you know, on paper, solidify the map for you, but we have yet to see Albany's attack, and that's going to be a whole story in its own right without the Cypher. How will the Killjoy fare as we swap at the end of this half? But these next two rounds are going to be, or this next round, last of the half, is going to be so important for Albany just to keep in contention towards this ends. A lot more passive from these players. They get the Altorb towards B long, and the rest just kind of huddling in and around U-Haul.
Attacking operator for Armani for the first time here on a raise as well. This is one of those I have so much money kind of buys. You know what I mean?
Showstopper.
Yeah.
Slowly around. I mean, they would not expect this considering we haven't seen an operator yet. So slow and steady for Armani to cover most of their tracks, trying to make as little noise as possible. See if you can bait out some of these players. Spencer just watching the push through showers. Nobody yet making themselves known on either side of the field.
I love the defensive setup in Lamps here from Albany, right? They don't need to peek this for info because they have this crossfire between Duns and Sal, or D-Nuns and Sal. They're going to be able to play contact off each other. The only problem is if they get hit by a showstopper.
Armani gonna take to the sky, meet him on the other half, and Armani's gonna be able to open this one up with a bang. Sal still yet to be seen. Puff's gonna be isolated. A little bit ahead of the Cyber Cage, a chance to bring it back. Puff denies. Puff again doing some heavy lifting.
And the neural threat is gonna give Penn State everything they need. Yes, there is the lockdown coming out right now, but with Spencer falling, a 2v5, even with the lockdown to give you some space, it just feels so difficult.
Bandit's going to hold it towards half. Rack's going to find a second one.
Nice.
And Samaritan's going to deny that Killjoy of holding that space. So it's all down to Rax behind a cage. And that's 8 rounds guaranteed for Penn State as we swap halves. A team ace to put away their attacking side. As they swap over towards the defense, a whole lot of confidence going to be behind this team after that.
Yeah, and I mean, Penn State are just extremely disciplined. You can even see it in the way that they peaked the defuse there, right? Samaritan goes for the jump peek, sees it's just Bandit, wide swings for his buddy to follow up on the kill. Really well done. Almost impossible for Bandit to clutch that one out with the way Penn State play it. So now we go into the second half. Albany, they're going to have to attack now. And I mean, when we look at these compositions, again, technically speaking, it's minor, but you would expect Albany's to be better on the defense than the attack. It is slight these days when it comes to the Killjoy versus the Cypher, but still, a less than ideal defense for Albany puts them in a tough spot going into their pistol round.
And it's the witching hours right now of Bind. For Albany, they're looking for this pistol to hopefully propel them to a more sustainable differential. The spike down over towards Market guarantees that nothing is decided. They're just poking and prodding to And just size up Albany size up Barreled and see exactly what they're cooking so far. 3 players stacked over towards A, 1 rotating back over towards B. It seems like without Albany really making any noise, they're expecting this to be a B hit.
And both teams still very much just getting a feel of each other, right?
Here's the rotation. 4 players now going to be over towards A, and the exit from your Viper season playing this very, very patient. It seems like they're going to wait for this Killjoy to get the spike planted, but Rax is going to find a kill on the Samaritan. No more Brimstone.
Nice spam there off of the assistance from the Boombot. Now push through as well. Sal's really going for it.
Sal's feeling himself with that ghost, and it's going to be warranted. A nice shot there, and Rax is going to find their second of the round. D-Nun's going to deny Season of anything more, leaving Pop alone in a 1 versus 4. Low HP on the Viper, but Pop's not going to get a chance at that fight. Spencer's going to deny that and give Albany the pistol.
Yeah, nice start for Albany there. Love just the slow muscling in. Hey, we're just gonna wait on the A side. We're gonna see if anyone peeks for info. We're gonna see if Penn State do anything too egregious, and if they don't, then we're just gonna swarm. You know, it's bind and it's pistol. If we swarm a site with 2 or 3 players, the likelihood that we at least get a spike down is pretty high. So good stuff from Albany. They'll get another anti-eco here, but they did win the pistol in the first half too. It didn't help their chances overall, so need to see a clean anti-eco here.
Yeah, I agree. But look at this from Barrel. The Lions just opting to 4-hit out of Hookah, see if he can overwhelm somebody and recover a gun. So it is going to be a taste of your own medicine at the other end from Albany as they're looking to get the spike down, plant it for defender side, but Barrel's just going to completely wrap this back to their spawn.
Yeah, Barons, they've done a good job of at least splitting the attention of Albany here. Still only 1 gun recovered, so not the easiest thing in the world. Who will be taking first contact? The Trailblazer. That's nice.
Yeah, Dunon's going to be here on the other side. Armani with the recovered Bulldog, I was going to say. About to eat that paint shell, and the Molly now going to keep them away. Time ticking away slowly. 55 HP for Armani after taking that damage from the Molly. And look at all of this utility just to deny them of this vision. It's going to have to walk through this Toxic Orb, get onto towards the spike. But Sal's going to cut down 3 with the Spectre, and Rax is going to give Albany their second of the half. Lovely, lovely out of them for this bonus, or for the second round win, but not quite as clean as you wanted to see.
It's really expensive for Albany there, right? And hardly to any fault of their own. I think Albany actually played that pretty decently. Penn State just really aware of how to make best of every situation. The Trailblazer takes contact, then you have not only Armani, but multiple other players fighting all at the same time. Then Armani with some really nice movement gets away from the Molly and the paint shell. It's just so much damage. And look, UA, they're not going for like a traditional bonus, really. It's almost an eco. They got a judge and some sheriffs, and this 1 Spectre for Sal.
It's kind of what you're working with right now before you get towards those rifles. Anything you can take. I'm sure they're going to be running with a double stack over towards Gardens for Barrels. Trailblazer is going to be the first one to entry in. Pop's going to be seen as Armani's going to be the ones to take first shots there. Althorpe's going to be touched. The Toxic Wall is just going to separate the 2 of them, and they're really, really trying to force these fights. Armani, though, going to blow one up with that boom bot back up towards B-Long. Without the spike going down, there's no real threat here onto Barrels.
Penn State got some fancy feet, man. First Armani last round, now Puff. I mean, the way he jumps around, avoiding a lot of like the typical angles for spam. The boom bot sets him up, spams back into it. I mean, a lot of damage done to Albany here too. And they've yet to pick up a member of Penn State either. So Penn State, they're just gonna play this like a very typical post plant. Trailblazer gives them info, sees 2 players in tube. Spencer does peek his head out for 1, but this should still be Penn State getting a lot done, although walking into a judge and a Spectre and tube here. This has to be the difference maker for UA.
They know the job, and they're ready to execute on towards it. The judge still hasn't yet been seen, but Rax is going to be able to get the better of Season. Now 2 versus 2. Armani with the Vandal looking to hunt them down, and time's going to be so low. The Molly's going to be down, and there is just no time to make this work. Albany of a very scrappy buy are going to be able to continue to press on with their efforts here on their attacking side, and bring this differential down to 1.
They keep it within 1. That's crazy. What a ratty little round from Albany. I love it though, right? You maximize your chances. You're like, hey, we don't have much money. Best case scenario, we're going to win this round. Worst case, you know, maybe we could deal some damage and at least get a spike plant down. They just swarm the B site and then put those short range weapons in tube. So even though they don't remove those defenders from Elbow, Elbow was never a pivotal part of that attack anyways. Phenomenal stuff from them. And I mean, hey, if they can make it 4 in a row on this attack, they'll tie us up.
So far, it seems like they've done their homework and exploding out over towards A. It's going to be a 2-for-1. Samaritan only able to find 1 kill with that Stinger. And for this retake, it is going to be down to 3 members of Barrel. They have the showstopper, Paul. So if the Armani gets here in time,
do you use it here?
It's going to be up to some really...
The good news is that 2 members of Penn State are already clearing out space. So a nade to clear out the... Oh, well, that's not where that wanted to go. Now Armani actually has to go the long way and clear this out. I don't think the showstopper is going to be a viable weapon to actually win this round now.
No. And everybody from Albany just hoping to force a mistake out of these players, and they will. Is Season and Puff getting a little bit too far forward with these guns. Nobody's able to start this defuse, so Armani's got to have hightail it out of there and keep this Vandal for the next round, and that's 4 rounds in a row for Albany.
Yeah.
They've tied this completely back up on their attacking side. They look just as threatening as Barrel did.
Love this timeout from the Baron Lions. Phenomenal stuff. They were absolutely losing the thread of the game. This defense has not gone well for them. And I think it's because thus far, Penn State have just sort of been unprepared for the swarming that Albany does, right? It's a very different style of attack than what Penn State did. Penn State, they spent the first often minute and 20 seconds of their attacks to suss out as much information as they can, get these small positional advantages, and then go for a site hit, oftentimes off of some somewhat I don't want to say gimmicky, but unorthodox plays, right? You know, we have a player on this side of the map. It was all about manipulating the position for Penn State on their attack, and they're trying to play against that same sort of style on their defense. Problem is, that's not what Albany's doing. Albany is saying, all right, we're going to spend the first 20 seconds of the round. Are we going to die if we go to this site? No? Okay, everybody just run. Everybody go. Everybody get in there. And Penn State, they're either losing players or they're losing too much positioning without getting enough utility and resources out of UA thus far. And it's not going to get easier in this round either, right? We've still got the Showstopper and the Seekers for UA to get them onto the site. And once Albany get there, they've got a Viper's Pit. So this is still a difficult round for Penn State. They're really going to need something in the early round to shut Albany down quickly.
Yeah, I mean, Albany has been very good so far, even off of their defending side from what we've seen at, you know, gaining space and commanding that said space. They will quite literally die on that hill before letting Penn State overtake them. So with that strategy, I mean, their attacking side has been quite tough to deal with for these defenders. Where do you stack these members? Well, I think it's going to be A, 3 members there, 2 staying over towards B. Showstopper's going to be the first one out from Sal. Didn't see too much action from it back on defense, but here on attack, will it hit its mark? Yes, it will. Puff goes down to the Showstopper. Rax is going to clear up the Viper, and I mean, Baron, they don't have really anything left in this round.
I would save here if I'm Barons. If I'm the Baron Lions, I'm saving here, right? Yes, you still have a Showstopper available. You could try and go for this. And are they really going to? This is really dicey. There's still so much against them. 3v5 and some solid ults.
Crossfire through elbow. Armani's gonna have to check both angles. Flash back, and Dinuns and Sal gonna double down on that one. Armani's gonna be caught on the corner, and the wall bang from Dinuns gives the advantage now to Albany as they take 5 rounds in a row possible.
Yeah, the thought process there from Penn State is we can't lose 5 rounds in a row, right? But the problem is they do anyways, and now they don't have guns. So a tough situation for Penn State to be in for sure, but unless you were going to just make the decision immediately, hey, we're going to pop the Showstopper. We're going to fully commit to this round. Like, you're either in or you're out at one point, right? And Penn State, I would have liked to have seen a more commitment either way. Now they've actually, for the first time since the 4th round of the series.
Sal?
They've lost the lead here. Okay, Sal is maybe having a little bit too much fun with fun, but fun gets shut down, so I guess it works. And the rifle hasn't actually been recovered yet either.
What would you rather use, a Phantom or a Classic? For D-Nuns, you can use both in this sense. Seeker's going to be dropped, and with 3 members remaining on Baron, that's going to give away the location of most likely all 3 members. So for Baron, they have to give up this B site, reinforce A, but that is the call that I think Albany were hoping for, as they're surrounding this site like sharks. Luckily for Baron, this is going to be a 3 versus 2 with a member still lurking over towards A. This is totally doable for both Armani and Puff. Just going to have to see some really hot shots with the Sheriff, and, you know, Albany with the heads-up decision-making, they just TP their way back over towards A.
Good read from Albany. Make no mistake, just because they like to run at the site doesn't mean that they have to run at any site that they see.
Trick with binds.
Ooh,
Season's going to get a Phantom now. Upgrades,
I mean,
but
has
7
only
HP.
7 HP. Yeah, it is still tough here, especially with the fact that it's not really grouped up. There's no one to swing for contact for him. Puff with 1 more. I mean, it's doable.
I mean, Puff's just got to read this player close on their left. Rax is going to be hiding away. A nice crosshair placement. Puff going to drop that neural theft right away. Going to reveal the position of Bandit over towards Showers. Now both Season and Puff watching it like hawks. Season's going to stick this defuse. Gets it half. Puff playing frontline contact towards it. Bandit's going to be able to get the diffuser, but it's already to half, and Puff going big once again for Barons. Locking down the Thrifty, and yet another tie game.
I can't believe we're still tied after 18 rounds. This is nuts. What play from Armani and Puff? And again, that's just the fundamentals and the discipline that Penn State have, right? Is it likely they're going to win that round with 7 health on the only player with a rifle and then 2 sheriffs? No, but Armani clears first, lets Puff get that frag without taking pretty much any damage on the flank, and then suddenly you're in a 2v2 with a slight health disadvantage. Great clear from Puff as well. I mean, the individual play from Penn State is phenomenal right now, and the team play is nothing to scoff at, so a well-earned tie here thus far. And now those resources aren't quite as daunting, right? You don't have the Seekers or the Showstopper anymore. So Albany on this attack, the only thing they have to get onto a site is that orbital strike in theory. And first they have to find where players actually are to make sure this orbital strike gets use.
Either one of these teams, Paul, are pulling their punches. I mean, this is a scrappy game of Valorant. 9-9 on binds. 5 rounds in a row there from Albany.
Look at this.
It's going to get some good timing on towards Pop. Shot in the back of the head. Advantage to Albany's attack once again. Where Baron thought they were getting away with murder.
How does Bandit become wise to that? Puff presumably somehow snuck past both the alarm bot and the turret. And Bandit says, hey, I think there was like a 2-second gap in my turret. I should go clear all the way through Fountain. That's nuts. That's ridiculous that Bandit has the heads-up play for that.
Reading him like a book. Toxic Orb is going to be blocking off vision over towards Lamps, and Sal working his way on towards sight. Fun's going to be here, and so will Season. Season lines up too, and Fun still hiding in the smoke. Guiding Light ready to just pop its way through, but the TP back over towards B, and nobody's there. Armani gets rid of D-Nuns. That's going to be 2 versus 3 as the spike goes down.
These sacrificial plays on A, neither of these teams can keep their teams alive when they try to go for an A hit. So once again, just like Penn State, we see Albany TP over. 2v3's winnable though. And Sal, can he pull off something like Spencer did earlier? Or Samaritan maybe.
Gonna swing. Nobody's watching it. And there's a 2v2. The equalizer just hiding away is going to be Bandit. Watching for the spike touch. And nobody's going to be watching this one yet. Fun heads up there, but Sal gets yet another one. The dynamic duo of Albany prevail. Lead goes back the way of these attackers.
These teams are playing with my heart, Seymour. They're playing with my heart. What a ridiculous round. I mean, all the way from that insane fight on the flank between Puff and Bandit. Then you get onto the site. Armani's TP'd over the Showstopper. He gets one, but it's not enough to win the round because Sal gets that absurd swing onto Samaritan. Just nuts stuff. Just nuts.
This is a backyard brawl. It's just bare knuckle bashing each other right now.
And it's funny too because we have such patient early rounds from both these teams. Neither of these teams are just flying in the first 5 seconds of the round, except on ecos, right? They're slowly getting these advantages, and then eventually, when they feel comfortable, they'll launch onto a site like this.
2 members inside Shower's just going to walk it right out, and Rax is going to get caught by the Frenzy. That's a rifle recovered. Armani's going to get a second one. Season has been hiding inside the smoke for so long, but the shots don't land. Season now a little bit worried as Chaos is going to ensue on the side, dancing around default. Going to be caught by Spencer. Paper thin walls. Spike planted. 3v2. The race back from B is going to be a full rotation through the vendor spawn, but Armani and Puff, although the damage has been done on a rifle, has been recovered. Is it going to be enough with time just continuing to drain?
I mean, time is so low here, and the orbital strike is still up too, so you have to kill Spencer.
And they're going to go for it. Armani's going to swing, but D-Nuns over the wall, spots out Puff after spraying down Cell, connects with that Cypher. And now Albany grows their lead by 2.
Albany, one more round, and it'll be map point on Albany's map, thankfully. And Penn State will be pretty close to broke. I mean, the round loss bonus does stack up at that point. They'll put some weaponry together. I like that Season is actually going for the judge here and going back to Hookah. Just trying to be as economical with these... With the value, right? Hey, this worked earlier. I can try it one more time, right? Surely they'll waltz into me again. I mean, Trailblazer just gets used in long, so not much to clear this out except a Boombot.
Lockdown to hopefully flush out some of these members, and it will. Flash is going to give away the positioning. Sal's going to be on the corner. He locks them both down. Now showstopper time just to get a little bit extra, but... unfortunately for Sal, everybody's gone. He just killed them all.
Look, it's fireworks. It's excitement, right? Sal can light off some explosives to celebrate those 2 picks. I mean, that's really good value from Sal, too. Oh, and Rax is on this disgusting flank as well. So Penn State, even if they wanted to go for this 3v5, they just can't. Because Rax back here is too much. They're not even 100% sure that was Rax on the TP. So now with all that time that was bought, them trying to go back and get rid of the enemy Viper, they have to go for the save whether they wanted to or not.
I mean, Penn State just haven't been able to hold their ground at all. There's no stability in these defensive holds without that Killjoy that we saw from Albany back on their defense. It was so strong at, getting that information off of the turret, having somebody swing off that info and play contact. There's nothing for Penn State to kind of, replicate that. And with Albany's just ruthless decision-making to just take the site by force, constantly knowing that they will have the advantage on that side, they're just ready to bully their way on, take that space, and deny Penn State of finding their way back in.
I think Penn State even had the right idea, right? Like, for Armani and Season to group up in Hookah when you realize it's such a heavy long push, and to try to push out Hookah, maintain some control there. I think that's the right idea. It's just Shao is going nuts. He's 22 and 15. Sure, he's had some silly plays, like back in the third round with that ridiculous showstopper. But you can tell why this guy plays as aggressively as he does. It's because he's so good.
And right off that contact, 1 kill from Bandit is going to be the green light to go for Sal. Luckily enough for Barons, the trades have been continuing to keep this even. And I like this call from Rax to plant for the spawn.
This is a little bit dicey, though, because Albany, they don't have the perfect read. They think it's probably a flank. They set up the Viper's Pit. How aggressively does Nuns take this fight? Already spotted.
Oh, it's as aggressive as you can think. Looking to put it away here for D-Nuns. It's down to a 1v1. Orbital Strike, Molotov, and 3 Sky Smokes versus the Viper's Pit and 2 Snake Bikes. Rax has all the positioning that they need to, and comfort knowing that you can escape this Orbital Strike. Samaritan's got to go in, take the decay, the Snake Bite, as well as the time, just continuing to ward and thin out Samaritan. He's going to tap in the Snake Bite. The second one from Rax is going to put it away. 13-9 from Albany on their map pick. going to start off this best of 3 with a very comfortable win.
Yeah, I mean, Albany, they struggled on their defense. Don't get me wrong. Penn State had a really phenomenal and, again, disciplined attack, right? Like, it's clear that Penn State have put in a lot of work on their bind attack and their protocols as to what are good decisions and what are not. A couple of rounds where maybe things got a little funky, but like the teleporter plays were still ultimately majority of the time good calls, even though they looked a little bit weird. But then it came to the defense, and Albany were just a storm. They were unrelenting. They didn't give Penn State room to breathe, and there was hardly anything Penn State could do on their adjustments. You could see they tried to go for like some pushes, showers. They tried to go for some cheeky plays in hookah, but at the end of the day, Albany just took whatever part of the map whenever they wanted on their attacking side, and that gets them a win on bind.
I like that aggression coming out from them. The decisions that they made were just flawless, and Albany certainly knowing how to, you know, take that space and hold that space, deny Penn State of anything else inside of that round. So that's going to conclude our map number 1, folks, for this best of 3. And don't forget that the ECAC is kicking off a series of giveaways going into the holidays with their Season of Thanks. For November, they are giving away HyperX keyboard. So enter at the link in chat for a chance to win. I'm sure there's going to be a command in there that you guys can find that the admins can help you guys out with. So check that out. Enter the giveaway. Hopefully, you know, going into the holiday season, you can get yourself a nice HyperX keyboard to help grind out those Valorant ranked games. But for this one, Penn State, they got to grind out a little bit more because we got Ascent coming up next. Baron's map pick. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Welcome back over to the Eastern College Athletic Conference as we are in week number 7 looking at this best of 3 between the University of Albany and Penn State Barons. After map number 1, we looked at Bind. It was the University of Albany stomping on their attacking side, taking their map pick and leading now as we head in towards Ascent. And, you know, possible as we do hop in towards this map number 2, I want to bring up a little bit of a topic as, you know, watching throughout that, we talked a lot about Sal on this race, the duelist of Albany, and, you know, putting on an absolute performance where Penn State were oftentimes on their defensive side doing a lot of the right things, you know, setting up for their retakes. They didn't, you know, account for, you know, the numbers that Sal was ready to put up as he went absolutely nuclear so many times to deny so many opportunities.
A very aggressive player, it seems. And it's always good when we check in on these collegiate teams to see that they have a duelist that is capable of really getting in the front line and getting some action, right? Just annihilating the enemy team. That's what you want, especially in the collegiate level. You want a duelist that will be winning a lot of gunfights, will be creating a lot of space for you just by the nature of being good at the game, much less, you know, how they also position. And I think Sal was doing a really good job of taking space with his body as well as taking space with kills. It does leave us with one question moving on to our map number 2, which is going to be Ascent. And the question is what does Sal's agent pool look like, right? A lot of the time when it comes to duelists, especially in collegiate, we see duelists that are much more comfortable on Raze or they're much more comfortable on Jet. You don't see a ton of Raze on Ascent. It's playable, technically, right? But I would take Jet 9 times out of 9.5. Right? So we'll have to keep an eye on Sal and see if he's able to pull up that same sort of value for Albany. And then if so, how do the Baron Lions try and shut that down?
I mean, Deadlock's playable too. You just don't see it. So I think you would rather see a Phoenix on a map like Ascent rather than seeing a Raze and, you know, a Jet.
I don't know if I'd go that
Phoenix.
far.
And we see the both Jets being locked in for both Amrani and Sal, as expected. You know, to back that up, the Killjoy, the Omen, KO, Sova. It looks like we're ready to see a mirror matchup on Ascent. You know, a map since, you know, the beginning of Valorant. I feel like the meta was set in stone as these characters slowly made their way in, and nothing's going to change tonight.
I mean, especially for collegiate teams, right? I don't think I've seen, other than UST when they had Jake who now plays on C9. UST played a 4 Smokes Phoenix comp on this map one time. And I think that's the last time I've seen a collegiate team run a composition that wasn't this exactly. Like from head to toe, from Killjoy to Jet, right? So not expecting many surprises here. Not many collegiate teams are comfortable innovating when it comes to their Ascent compositions, just because it's such bread and butter kind of map, right? It's the carbs that you really need in your diet to give you the energy. Not very surprising that we see these compositions here, but it does leave room to question a couple of questions, actually, I think here. One, not only how will Sal perform on the Jet, which is the one that we had before, but also Armani sort of moving over to the Jet as well. Now, this hasn't happened a ton for the Baron Lions in the past. In the past, when they wanted a Jet player, when we saw them a couple weeks ago, and they had a Jet, they actually put Puff on that. And he would move over from the Sentinel role onto the Jet for the Duelist. So now Armani picking up the Jet as we move on to Ascent. I got my eyes locked in on these airbenders.
Locked and loaded. You know, a couple questions, even one of them being, you know, Baron starting off on this defense. Have they talked amongst each other on how to shut down Albany, where they look to command space so early on and, you know, deny from these retakes to be even possible? Will the change in scenery, you know, allow for them to maybe deny this, slow them down, and change a little bit of this tempo? Are you going to be looking over towards Armani? Are you going to be looking over towards your KO, maybe Samaritan on this Omen pick, being a little bit more dynamic than that Brimstone for those dark covers? There's a lot to be answered here as we get ready for our pistol round. It's going to be Albany starting off on this attacking side to see if they can continue with their monstrous reign back on Bind.
Well, one thing's for sure, Sal is no less excited to take gunfights, regardless of the duelist being played. Actually, even going all the way into mid. Whoa.
Wow.
and even gets Samaritan. Samaritan honestly has no right challenging that angle that deeply, considering that Fun was still waiting on the rotate, and Armani had peeled back over to look toward B main. So Albany are actually just going to pivot this into an A take, and there's hardly anybody home to defend this.
That's going to be a tough loss to take, you know, for those retakes, not having the dark covers. But Armani will get one back, and Season's going to get a Nano Swarm kill. Not only that, the Classic's going to sing and take down Rax as well. So that's 3 quick kills from Baron to shut down Albany at the gate. So now you're looking over towards D-Nuns and Spencer to see if you can pick up the slack here for Albany. You're going to be able to spot out Armani, but as the ghost gets picked up, Armani's going to fire off a second kill inside this round, and D-Nuns, they know exactly where this KO is. They're looking to now collapse on this positioning as all 4 members. Armani's going to get a 3K, and that's one way to kick off map 2.
Already a better start for Penn State. I mean, they didn't win a pistol on bind. So in our sample size of 1, they're performing 100% better. I do like the way that Season... I mean, Albany just get completely caught off guard by the utility there, right? They don't expect Season to have that much setup on the site on a pistol round. Season forgoes a gun, forgoes, I think, even armor in that round, actually, and instead opted into a lot of utility. Now we get the bonus for Penn State on their defense. And I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Sal to pull off something as aggressive here. Armani, though, is going up to meet him.
Oh. Dash ready. Nice dink over towards Sal, but not going to get out before Sal is able to stabilize. Fun does trade out onto D-Nun, so far it has just been the mirror picks battling against each other. And you got to keep your eyes on Sal being so low for Albany. Will he still play contact?
This is still a good play for Penn State overall. Normally you'd think a 1-for-1 is bad for the defense, especially on a map like Ascent. But honestly, considering they got so much information, they got so much damage, and they don't even drop a gun as it was just a ghost for Armani, totally fine for Penn State to go for that play. And there's not much Rax is going to be able to do here on the A side, so you're going to see Albany group up and try to push the middle of the map likely into B.
I was thinking, what are you doing dropping a dark cover like that? But then he pulled out the shorty, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, he's hoping someone's playing Ratty in that really close corner, right? Ooh,
oh, the shock
nice.
dart.
Shock
Puff knows 19 HP, and Puff's able to relinquish Sal of that positioning down to a 4 versus 3, so... Baron back in towards control when it comes down to lives. They will have the setup over towards B that they want. A nice crossfire just on the backside of Lever, as well as defender spawn. So you're going to go for the split 2-2.
I mean,
10
seconds. There's no way.
Oh, nice paranoia. That's going to be spiked down. Guardians tapping away. Puff gets 4. And Baron with a very solid round 2. To lead into a very comfortable bonus round.
I mean, Armani didn't spend anything, right? This is something I love to see when Collegiate Jets do this. They spend nothing after winning pistol, and then for the bonus, they get themselves a Vandal. Now Armani is going to be able to do a lot of damage, potentially, to Albany, so they have to be extremely careful. Hey, we got to figure out where Armani is. We got to make sure that we're not going to lose this 1v1 or 1vx to the Vandal that Armani's got in hand. And meanwhile, there's going to be so much utility. You already see a recon dart getting lobbed in to set Armani up. He does fall off the early angle because he's afraid of the recon dart going back. And Albany, actually, they're just going for it.
Feeling himself. This is the Sal we saw back on by, but the paranoia is going to catch, and Armani's going to shut him down. Armani gets 2, and Pop's going to swing out for yet another 2. Back-to-back is a full house between Puff and Armani as Baron completely shut down the execute, the aggression that Albany thought they had.
And this is the difference between a map like Bind and Ascent, right? You were talking about how, like, oh, that execute-heavy style that we saw from Albany can work really well on Ascent, too. Well, that's true, technically. The difference is, though, is that the choke points are much more limiting for an attacking team. You saw the way that Penn State just casually set up on a couple of angles there, so just a sprinkling of utility. In Albany, they try to slam their head into what should be a pretty fragile wall, but the choke points make it so difficult for them to actually get out and escape effectively. Sal's not able to create that space. He's not able to go over and shut the door, and there's nothing Albany can do. So they're already down 3-0 against the Baron Lions. Armani does need to be a little bit careful. Don't want to get overwhelmed by pistols here.
Yeah, and feeling that pressure, Armani's going to backpedal. Give a little bit of distance between those pistols and this Vandal, and it seems like it's worked. Now, Albany are a little bit trapped inside of Market. Samaritan's just poking away alongside Armani. Those cloud bursts are blocking away the vision from Albany, and Fun's able to pick up the slack where you do lose out on Armani, but now over towards A, it's just Season all alone and blocked off by a Paranoia. That's a Phantom recovered and spiked down.
This is still a difficult round for Albany, but at least a pretty solid read on where that Killjoy would be playing. Same thing as the pistol round, right? Albany, they see it's the same setup on the Nano Swarms, and they expect the Killjoy to be playing there.
Oh,
so at least they'll give themselves a chance, but I mean, low health and one rifle, it's not going to be easy.
I don't think the Owl Drone spotted out Rax, so gonna have to stay quiet for a little bit. And yeah, Samaritan's gonna bite up a little bit more than they could chew. Puff, low HP. The Sheriff has a chance to get a second one, and through the wall, Rax is gonna lock down Fun. Still healthy. Spike taken away. Sonar Dart's gonna give away the position, and a thrifty round from Albany to finally put themselves on the board. What a heads-up play between Spencer and Rax.
Yeah, I mean, excellent punish on Season, right? And then Samaritan tries to go for a cheeky TP. But again, like you said, they weren't 100% certain that Rax had actually stuck around inside of Hell. So Rax has an angle on that TP Samaritan goes for, just shuts him down, and suddenly the numbers advantage completely falls away. The gun advantage basically too, since Puff was so low. Albany getting on the board with a thrifty round. Not half bad, but Penn State with plenty of money. Op and Odin coming into this round.
Yeah. And now something we didn't get to see too much back on Binds. Armani with this operator going to be caught blind right through Market. Sal's going to strike first off that one, so the big stick's going to be down right off the bat.
That's the second time we've seen Armani kind of flub a defensive tailwind in mid. I need you to chill just a little bit, Armani. You're doing pretty good thus far, but that hasn't been working out.
Oh, Sal thought he had Fun dead to rights, but Season with some excellent cover inside the smoke. Fun's going to be able to stay alive, and not only that, transfer into a double kill, leaving all alone Rax in a 1 versus 4 scenario. They know exactly where this player is. So as they set up on these angles, Rax is going to have some tough work cut out for him, as Baron, Plausible, I mean, they just completely bounced their way back in towards Ascent after that round they just lost.
Yeah, I mean, good tandem play there by Season and Fun. You can see, I mean, Season gets punished one round, immediately changes the setup. That's what you like to see out of a Killjoy player. And Albany weren't quite ready for Season to be that close. You can see Sal a little bit hesitant. Oh, do I fight the KO, or do I try and push into this smoke? I should push into this smoke, but Fun is still out in the open. It's a tough call for Sal to try and make, and gets caught up in the decision and doesn't really take either fight with advantage, and nobody from Albany is really backing them up. So Penn State continue with a pretty solid lead, and not great money for Albany. They'll put guns together for this round thanks to the Blade Storm. It's not looking profitable for them at the moment.
It's definitely feeling like this is a must-win round for them with the way that they're kind of starting to trickle in their economy. And Sal's going to be, brought to a halt right away because of the suppression of the KO. So the Blade Storm's not going to be able to push in towards Catwalk right off the bat, and Fun's got a little bit of space to work with. The glass gets broken behind Fun, so that's going to give away some information towards Albany. Bit of a noise cue, and the Fragment's going to back off Fun, but Armani, the operator, finally going to land its mark as Fun's going to disengage from this position. Cannot give it up fully. Onside at Season, just looking to be a one-man army, although as Samaritan goes down, as well as Season, Armani's going to fall and Puff this Hail Mary Hunter's Fury. You're hoping to find your way back in with it, but you've lost all your teammates.
Yeah, a bit too ambitious there from Penn State. They should wait and try to see if Puff can get any info out of that Hunter's Fury. I mean, several low members. Oh, just the wrong angle on the spam there. Puff with an Odin. I mean, this feels impossible. I mean, you have a bunch of money, so you're going to try, especially if you can, shut down more economy from UA, keep them behind you in the economic game. But difficult stuff for Penn State there. I thought it was going to go pretty well based on the fact that Season was able to win that fight on site against Rax, and there was a decent stall from Fun with the Fragment there as UA were trying to go across, but the actual full retake is just a bit disorganized from Penn State.
And I think it's just kind of left off to a couple of hero plays. You know, after that suppression, Fun gives up a lot of space in towards trees, and you're allowed to kind of spring load and just let loose if you are Albany, and that's exactly what they want to do on these sites. So they finally let them play their game, and Baron falls very quickly. Doors can be closed. Sal on the lever gets caught out in the open. Armani with one, traded out by Spencer. This Odin's able to rip and tear through these paper-thin walls, and Pop's only got a Guardian to back them up. Then Nullcommand's going to keep them a little bit dry in towards Boathouse, and down to 10 HP. The wall bank's good enough to lock down this land. 3 members down.
Methodical take there from UA. Sal goes the correct direction with the tailwind this time. Decides to close the door. Bandit does get caught. Good paranoia. Season in a 1v2. This isn't unwinnable.
But again, he's got to cut that space, and Spencer's sitting nice and comfortable back in towards that Boathouse with that Odin. Uses the sonar dart
perfect recon dart, yeah.
Yeah, the recon dart to push him out in towards the open. You couldn't ask for a better round out of Spencer, really getting the max value out of the Odin grabbed in the last rounds.
Yeah, UA much more decisive on what fights they want to take and how they want to take them, right? Sal knows where Armani is going to be playing roughly, and although does lose that fight to Armani, Bandit's there to pick up the difference. Similar thing happens back site, right? Puff gets spotted, and then Spencer and Denuns take a second to breathe, set the fight up with winning chances. And from there, it's pretty easy for them to convert. Now, I mean, UA within touching distance. Oh, good spam, though, from Samaritan.
Sal.
Oh, hello?
Just go, but it doesn't look towards the right or the left. Just staring right down the barrel.
Yeah, I don't know what was giving Sal that much confidence, considering we've seen Armani in that position
the whole game.
A bit, actually. Like, the dude goes deep mid pretty commonly.
They've managed to back up market, but the hard part is getting the door closed, and not only that, keeping the door closed, because now Armani's going to be on site. Pop sitting in market for a little bit of a crossfire. As soon as the dark cover goes down, Armani caught with the Blade Storm, and that might be the opportunity that Albany's been waiting for.
Things are getting a little wild. These individual fights are just devolving a bit.
Fun.
Spencer just swinging out the smoke brazenly as possible with an Odin. Rax isn't going to be able to join him, though. I mean, you'll get a plant here probably, but 4v3 for the 4v2 for the retake.
Yeah, Bandit's going to have to go pretty big on this angle. Playing contact, going to allow a few members to cross Spencer. The wallbang is good onto some damage, but no kills to follow it up. The paranoia is going to land on towards Bandit, and Season swings for a free kill. Spencer all in the back, overwhelmed by numbers, and it does seem like Baron's going to be able to take their lead to 2 here.
Yeah, as good as Albany played in the prior round with how they took fights, that was as silly as they played in this one. I mean, the spam to start is unfortunate, right? I'm not gonna blame D-Nuns for that one. But then Sal just like waltzing through the smoke, Spencer wide swinging, like his team trickling in behind him. Like, why aren't you just waiting for another cycle of the smokes from Rax, right? The dark cover could have allowed Spencer to take that with more confidence. Either way, Penn State maintain their lead, and UA, they're starting to run out of money.
I feel like that's been a reoccurring factor throughout this ascent.
It was a reoccurring factor to start Bind as well, right? Like, UA struggled to keep their economy in check for the first half.
That hasn't stopped Sal from holding on to this confidence. The lockdown's going to be dropped by these attackers. It's going to put some pressure on towards this B site hold, and Armani's going to have to decide whether you want to stick on site or exit towards the defender side, and it seems like it's going to be the latter of the side, and finds Bandit through the smoke. Sal not only to get one back, but hasn't accounted for Pop sitting nice and tight down over towards the boathouse. Updraft looking for information, none going to be found. Pop still staying alive, and nothing to be seen out of Albany after these kills have unfolded. So Rax looking for a mistake. Spencer looking to get the better of Puff. So many different gunfights going on at the same time, and we haven't seen anything from this KO. Nice damage from Puff onto Spencer, looking to make this into a 2 versus 5. And Rax really has to be the difference maker, but Armani's been so good in these swings. That's spiked down, and it should be the round to follow.
Yeah, I mean, D-Nun's in a 1v4 here. Not likely to make this happen. Has the 0 point to gather some information, but I'll give you one for free here, D-Nuns. They're all on site. I mean, I guess one is over on the other side of the map, just making sure you don't go A somehow. But doesn't really matter. There's not going to be time for this, so it's safe for D-Nuns. Another bit of an awkward round there for UA. Yeah, and they're not even going to be able to keep the gun. That's extremely unfortunate for D-Nuns. When it comes to that lockdown that we saw Albany throw out, I think we're at the point in the life cycle of Valorant where you gotta know when you use the lockdown B main, there's going to be a tiny little corner in Boathouse that somebody's going to be able to stand, right? So we see a lot of teams couple that lockdown that Bandit uses with a fragment, with a nano swarm, with something, right? To make it at least more difficult to stand and avoid the lockdown, more difficult to play the site. But Puff just lives there rent-free, and once, I mean, as long as he's able to survive there without any pressure, it's going to be so impossible to push this side. So you can see now on the eco round, Albany, they're hardly even thinking about B. They're going to A.
Baron with another fantastic start to a game. Can they hold on to this momentum and send us to Haven? It is not a lot holding back these two teams, but Sal's going to find an opener. Now looking to take to the skies over towards Heaven. What a shot from Sal. That Sheriff doing a lot of work right now and looking for a little bit extra up close and personal. Vandal's going to be recovered now. Sal's going to have his heavy weaponry to hopefully get a little bit more, but Samaritan will not let that happen.
I mean, good spam actually gives Penn State a foot back in this door, right? 3v5, even with weapons advantage, was going to be difficult, but now a lockdown.
The Nuns.
Oh, D-Nuns.
Oh.
You need to hit that. He does. Oh, just barely the lockdown.
And that's going to allow them to maybe look at this one, but the dark cover is allowing Season just to stick it out to the end. And pros don't fake possible. They never do. Season's looking to turn this around for the kills, denying Albany of the rest. It's nice enough to get you the spike plants, but man, D-Nun's just barely missing the mark on what could have been.
Man, that was Albany cooking up the most beautiful plate of Sal's spaghetti I've ever seen. He runs in, dumpsters fun, jumps up to Heaven, gets rid of Armani. And then as soon as he dies, the spaghetti is chucked all over the floor. Albany, they had a lockdown, but how does the Hunter's Fury not break the lockdown? And then D-Nun's getting nervous because it doesn't break the lockdown, missing his shots. And then the stick under the dark, it's brutal. Brutal for Albany. A round that could have gotten their foot back in the door of this half. Falls away. At least they get guns here to assault A once more.
Dash on from Sal. Vandal at the ready. Oh, got a little bit shaky to the 10 HP, and the trade will be there, but Season's going to get overwhelmed by the rest of them. Armani trying to peek out the smoke and bring this one back. It's a 3 versus 3. Hunter Fury.
Spike hasn't been planted.
Nuns has to drop that null command, but all the way from the B side, this Hunter's Fury has bought some time for the rotation towards Heaven from Samaritan, trying to get some eyes onto these members, but nothing to be seen other than the dark cover's there.
The setup here is so dicey. It all comes down to this contact. Can the Omen take down these Heaven players, or does he die immediately? He's even going to get spotted. Oh, Bandit with a good kill, though. That alleviates a lot of the pressure.
Paranoia on towards 2. Samaritan looking to swing wide. Lines up onto Bandit, but Rax still sitting down and towards Hell. Samaritan's not going to check it. Rax punishing. Pop for the trade in a 1v1. Odin versus Phantom. The swing around. Puff's going to upgrade. And D-Nuns to move around and be dynamic for yet another clutch from Albany by D-Nuns here in this KO roll.
Phenomenal stuff from D-Nuns. Uses the sound cues beautifully there. Here's the gun being swapped out and knows that Puff is only going to be headed one direction. Critical fight there for him to win. And an excellent no command earlier, too, to force Puff out of the Hunter's Fury and give space to plant before anything else could go wrong for Albany. They can still get a pretty solid half here. They're struggling a little bit on money, but again, that Blade Storm going to come in clutch for Sal. One more round would be great for them. but not much to make it happen, and still the null command sitting in Penn State's pocket.
Judge for Sal. Haven't seen this one yet. Fun's gonna get things out, avoiding the paranoia, and knocks the owl drone from the sky. And Fun's just trying to dance around all this utility, and he will for a kill onto Rax, but the trade's gonna be a 2-for-1, and two members gonna be pinged through that one. On the other side of the smoke, it was Season, but he's not gonna make a play just yet.
No, gonna wait for Penn State to regroup instead. They have to try and pull off this 3v4. They are going into a Judge as well. Armani has to make some space here. Owl drone spots one. Armani wins the first fight. That's crucial.
Some space to be gained, and now the Cloud Burst to hopefully bait Season on the way in, but Spencer's going to be locking that down. Armani on side finds the kill over towards Hell. Puff a second one. The Odin spamming down Sal over towards Hell, and that's going to be a full retake from Baron to guarantee double the points of Albany as we swap sides.
Armani and Fun there. Fun, even though he only gets one on the site, does a phenomenal job of slowing down Albany and making them uncomfortable. The 0 point gets rid of the Blade Storm. Armani can't go. Then the Dark Cover comes in. Fragment stops the push as well. Good stuff from Fun. And then Armani at the end of it. The info from Puff on that Owl Drone sets him up for the first kill. Plays off the info that Season gets, losing the fight to Spencer. Not even knowing where Spencer is coming from. Armani plays that fight perfectly. Even juggles it with a fight against Bandit. Crazy stuff by the Jet of Penn State. But we saw this before. It was 4-8 on Bind as well. And Albany made a comeback. They swapped to their defense now. Can they shut this series down here? Or will we go to Haven, map number 3?
It's a big question. Can they continue as they swap onto the attacking side, which was definitely their better side back on Binds? And now that they've woken up on defense, has that reignited the flame of this team? The flash out from Sal is not going to find anything, just information. As Baron get the ult orb and get out.
I do like the way the Denuns and Sal always play off each other, though. I want to see these two on the defense sticking together as much as possible. Enable Sal to explode like he did on Bind. That has to be one of your win conditions, Albany.
You asked for somebody to step up. I mean, you specifically asked for Armani on this Jet pick, and you know what you are going to get from them. I feel like they've exceeded expectations here, and now looking at B as the destination point. Two members just going to be backed up over towards Boathouse Turret to watch for the flank and the retake, and Spencer now trying to work alongside Bandit, but you lose out on your Killjoy, and they get overwhelmed. That is lovely to be seen from Baron, looking to find yet another pistol round on Ascent.
Really good stuff from Penn State there. Exactly as we saw in their attack on Bind, right? Methodical, disciplined, step by step. Hey, we're going to take mid. You guys chill in B main. All right, we've got mid. Let's transfer this into a B push. All right, we're going to smoke off the places on B we don't want to fight. All right, cool. We have control of Switch now. We'll shut the door. We'll run onto site. We'll get rid of the members in Boathouse that we know are going to be there, while a couple players stay back and fend off the retake. Just clinical from Penn State on their pistol. 9-4 already. And all they have to do is convert this anti-eco, get a decent bonus, and I can smell Haven around the corner.
Aggression from Roman out through mid. It's going to be Rax to be in the same position Armani was. Does he get spotted? He does, so Puck's going to know, and looking to lock down this kill. Rax bunny hops around the corner, and Season, though, still finds a kill. It's D-Nuns looking to get over aggressive through trees.
Yeah, I mean, respectable play. It's a pistol, right? You think to yourself as Denuns, hey, if nobody's looking, I can maybe get one here. And if I don't, we were probably going to lose this round anyways, but doesn't find anything. Sal not going to be able to creep out the smoke out the door either, and Puff is just shutting this down in mid. Gets away, too. This is really nice stuff from Puff to back this up. Feel that someone could still be pushing from tree.
Oh, the timing.
I think just saw him, too.
Timing. Sal, I don't think Sal was seen, but Rax sure was, and that's another kill for Baron, as double digits is definitely on the horizon for the squad. It's just Albany's going to set up for exit kills.
Yeah, I mean, you won't really get any exits here either. This is just dying to the spike to deny alt orbs. Maybe Spencer gets one. I didn't expect Penn State to try and push back through here. Gotta be a little bit careful. I mean, again, it's that ghost for Armani. So, not too risky to only lose one here. Yeah, Armani will pick up Samaritan's gun. So, no problem for Penn State. He'll throw that one back to Samaritan and get himself another rifle. But again, we've got that rifle. It's 10-4 now. Albany, they're pretty much out of time. And even the glass cannon operator for Sal on the defense.
Wow, I mean, this is
no
something that
armor.
Armani wanted to bring out, but with the armor, that is. This is definitely desperation coming out from Sal, and the aggression will be met. So will Sal hit the mark?
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Sal needs at least one pick here and to survive in this B main play. There's a lot of players here as well.
Paranoia is going to land. Sal's going to have to back up. Here they come. And then shot number one hits Fun. Second one blocked off for the Cloudburst. Spencer, though, doubles down. Rax going to continue this forward. The trades for Rax is good enough for a 2v1. Puff all alone with the Guardian.
He's trying to find a rifle. He's gotten the spike, though. He can actually wait here as long as he likes. There's no information. Once this gets re-cleared and the spike isn't seen, if you hide in the corner... maybe even get one. Look, he's looking for a fight. Puff wants one here.
Slow and steady.
Guardian too. Headshots would be worth it.
Both players back to back. 47 seconds. Plenty of time to play.
It all comes down to this engagement with Bandit. Oh, never mind. He's going back. It all comes down to this engagement with Zinons.
Will he read it, though? Everybody being so quiet. Turns the corner. There he is. The Guardian's not going to land, and double digits going to stop there.
Op recovered. That is good for Albany because they are going to desperately need that money. A certainly valuable bonus for Penn State there, all things considered. Got a little bit tricky. There was no universe in which Penn State expected Spencer to also be huddled up in the same corner as Sal. It's pretty claustrophobic, but in this specific scenario, it works out. You don't want to usually do that, stand where Spencer was standing. But because it was just enough of a surprise, he's able to trade pretty effectively. Now we're going to see another...
Vandal here. The shock dart gets towards the lever, but he's going to be caught in the open. Looking to make a hero play. Rax going to take that one down. 4 versus 5 as Baron half found their way on towards site.
This retake's not going to be very easy for Albany either. Fun set up on such an early angle. Oh, and is able to get rid of Rax. That's difficult for Albany. Now they have no way to smoke off B main. They have no way to really get the info there either. At least Sal's good for one. And the op setup in market is doing pretty all right. Here comes Bandit. Already spotting that a lot of players are actually condensed on the site here. These are winnable fights, but you got to take them together. Sal good for another. For 3 now.
Oh!
But Season, doesn't see him coming. Sal bailing out Albany.
What a play from Sal 4K. 7 seconds left on the defuse. Plenty of time. And that is incredible to be seen. Now 4-round difference between these two.
I mean, that is better late than never. It's what you call that one for Sal and the rest of Albany. Sal was actually deeply negative before that. I mean, just an insane round from him. He's able to find all those picks. And now has the operator, has the Blade Storm ready and available. Great stuff.
Yeah. Alt Orb, as everybody's setting up for A. Albany just continue to hold on, and you see Bandit here with the Bulldog, Alarm Bot, and the Nanoswarm ready. Nanoswarm's gonna pop, and Bandit's gonna find one. Now they know the player's gonna be on the generators. That's heads up from D-Nuns to clear that out. 2 kills for UA. And Albany just continue to shut down Baron time and time again off these executes.
Bandit played that absolutely on a micro level perfectly, right? Smoke comes in, plays forward just a little bit to see if they try and contact out the smoke or if maybe there's a lurk or something. But after a couple of seconds, the fragment goes in, forces their hand and bandit, peels out of the way. Now Sal set up with an op in mid. Totally good. Everything going Albany's way now. Oh my word. Are we gonna see another swing back? I mean, flawless for Albany on a defensive round. That is the breath of fresh air they needed. They get two. I mean, that's a couple rounds in a row they've won now on this defense. And I'm getting deja vu here, Seymour.
Yeah, I'm getting serious deja vu from what we saw back on Bind. Albany, you know, they were took quite the beating. But, I mean, Baron, they found their footing back on towards their defensive side finally, and on their attack, I thought they were going to continue with that success, Paul. But those 2 rounds to start off after the pistol, it seems like Albany have completely wiped it away.
Still 3-round lead and a ton of ults for Penn State. Plenty of money, too. Well, at least for this round. You're not gonna contact into mid when you know there's an op, Puff. Why? Why would you do this?
I mean, Sal has been lights out with the op too ever since he brought it out. You question the glass cannon, not anymore. Bandit might be able to get a second one. No, it's just information. Throws a shoulder and gets out, just playing with these Baron
That's all
players.
you need.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, Puff's dead, so playing the information game is great for Albany. There's no way for Penn State to check areas except with their bodies. So Albany, they say, hey, look, there's a guy in tree and there's a guy in mid. They're not coming tree. Guess where they're going? Fully set up for this B split. Look at the flank. So well done by D-Nuns.
Nothing going the way of Baron right now possible, and I think Albany has just been able to find so many timings so far in this half. Season's looking to make a play, and no, Spencer lines them up. 8 rounds for Albany. They're back.
You know, in a couple of the halves where Albany has come out, you know, 4-8 instead of advantageous, we've worried about their economy. We're not going to have to worry about their economy for the rest of the game. They've just won 2 rounds in a row flawlessly, and 2 before that with quite a few players alive. They're doing fine. They're going to be doing fine for the foreseeable future. Penn State, on the other hand, Albany are just 2 rounds away from them now, and they're out of money. A couple ults here, sure, the Blade Storm can maybe get you an advantage. Penn State, they're going to throw themselves at the B site and hope to catch Albany off guard, but look at how defensive this is. Albany, they've already read this. Spencer and Rax, they're playing more than far enough back.
Yeah, and Spencer has this Hunter's Fury to just in case they do make it past him. Might not be any Killjoy utility, but definitely seems like this is going to be a full retake. But the spike's all the way over towards A, so nothing is yet decided.
Yeah, Penn State, as per the norm for them, they will just count all of their options before they pick one. I mean, you know, they didn't really garner much on B here, though, so who's to say whether it would have been better to have just exploded out into B or if it was better to try and wait and see if you could find something elsewhere. The end result is still the same. It's still going to be a B hit. And now, look, Albany are pretty confident. They have more space toward A, so they're pulling players over here to stop Penn State.
Oh, plenty of players suppressed, but look at the spams coming out. Armani walks right in towards it, and Rax is going to behead him. Frankman's going to keep them at base. Spike gets planted. 5 versus 3 for the retake for Albany. They're ready to battle their way back in. Spencer, though, 5 HP, has to be cautious and look at fun. Do they check for fun? They do. Rax just continuing to be a menace on the map. Samaritan finds one with the stinger. Maybe a second. No, Sal's going to restabilize and put that one away. It's good from Baron to get that spike down, plausible. They made it look doable, but Albany have found their footing here on Ascent.
Yeah, and let's make no mistake there. Penn State get the spike down because Albany want them to get the spike down there. You can see the ridiculous spam. Another timeout here. Well timed by Penn State. This is going to be the crucial round for them, as they can't afford to keep ping-ponging their economy up and then down and then gun round and then eco. So they have to win this right here. They have to stop UA. At least some momentum. It's been 5 in a row. And Albany, in that last round were so confident too. I mean, the way that Dinon, Spencer, and Rax are all playing in that smoke, there we go, and spamming. They even like perfectly alternated their spam. It's like, okay, these two people shoot, and then that guy's out of ammo, so another person starts shoot. Like, it was a round robin of bullets, a hailstorm that Penn State couldn't avoid. So even though they get the spike down, it just really doesn't matter because they lose too much on the way in. They have to find something. Again, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. Penn State, it comes down to the early rounds. Can they start finding something in the early rounds against UA? It's not enough to creep around the map and hope that you catch UA out of guard or off guard. You have to make tangible advantages for yourselves. You have to commit to something. Hey, we want tree control. Hey, we want mid control. And we're going to use our utility to catch players off guard there. And if there's nobody there, then we have map control without an issue.
Yeah, and those once ignited flames, it just seems like they've been swept away in the winds. And you need somebody to build that confidence yet again. Armani has been dying so often. Early Hunter's Fury going to be called in from Puff. Finds absolutely nothing. Sal's looking to play off of that, but won't be able to get anything. Just the turret to block him off.
And there's nobody top mid, so Penn State can't punish this. They get stopped by the nanostorms. They're still going to try and get onto A.
Oh, Bandit's going to find the first one. Dinon's blocks out, flashes his way back in, and catches Armani with a shot in behind. Fun looking to still fight this one out, but Bandit is not allowing anybody past, and this looks like our Albany are ready to tie us up here. Still continuing to fight this one out. Sal? What just happened?
Albany get a little bit too ambitious there. Their aggression that has paid off at times bites them as they try to cut the head off of Penn State while they're still floundering around. But Penn State, stop that. Okay, the lockdown does get spammed, which isn't ideal, but still a 2v2.
They know exactly where both members are. Will they be able to isolate this fight? Spencer is disgusting with this. The shock dart's gonna ward away Bandit, and the shots for Puff, they're good enough to at least hold away. Swaps from the Odin down to the Phantom. Spencer looking for yet another clutch. 22 seconds. Shock dart's gonna chip him down, but 24 HP for Puff. Has to hope for a mistake from Spencer, but will it happen? It is just coming down.
Spencer's got it.
Just small time. Spencer's not going to be able to see this plant. Hunter's Fury is going to be there for Puff. Will he use it?
No way.
I don't
Not
think
this
so.
short distance. Not in a 1v1 where you have 26 health.
Sonar up. Spencer can't go. Won't be able to wallbang this, but a recon dart on the way back. Doesn't spot out Puff. He knows where this player is, though, as he's starting to creep up. 8 bullets in the chambers, enough to put it away. And we are back to a tie game.
Spencer plays that with discipline, stabilizing the volatile pacing of Albany there. It starts off pretty good, right? You know, that play up mid at least gets you a lot of info, and you don't get punished for it because Penn State aren't ready. They're trying to leap onto A and have a couple players in mid links because they're hoping to catch some like flankers or something, but they're not able to actually punish the mid play. So the aggression works at start, and then Penn State, they flub into an A play. It almost recovers thanks to that over ambition from Albany. Puff and Season shutting that down. Still excellent mechanically, but Puff unfortunately not able to force Spencer into an earlier fight with that 26 seconds remaining. Maybe should have tapped the spike early. There's a whole lot of maybes you can go through, but at the end of the day, Spencer just stays back as long as he can, and now tied up. Fun already down.
That's another kill for Bandit to open up this round, and now we're going to be pressured out. It doesn't matter. The confidence is just exploding out of this player right now. 3 kills for Bandit. That's unbelievable.
Armani thought he got that too. Armani, something on his screen led him to believe that he had killed Bandit. That's why he turns away from that fight at the very end, but no such luck. 1v4 now, and Sal shuts it down so quickly. UA again. The comeback in the second half. Doesn't matter if it's attack or defense. That is 7 rounds in a row, and Penn State are back to a broken bye.
Penn State are stunned right now, astonished at what they're playing against, because it just doesn't seem like Albany are able to make a mistake at this moment. A resurgence in the last few rounds from Bandit that nobody expected. 8 and 17 out of this Killjoy, but if you ask me, the MVP for this comeback at this moment. Sal gonna be blocked off by this dark cover. No way! A collateral through the smoke. Sal can't do anything wrong.
And that first shot was a leg on Defun as well. So 100% accuracy. Actually, 200% or 150% accuracy in those two shots there. Dying to the turret. Penn State. Oh, how high they flew on those first halves.
Penn State in shambles right now. Albany just...
I mean, like you said, the confidence is just unstoppable now.
Flattened.
They're in the zone, Albany.
Yeah, the flow state. These Dunes ran miles right now to reach where they are, and Sal's going to find a third and towards the rounds. Rax is just going to spray through the wall. The wall base lands, and match point for University of Albany.
One last chance for Penn State to try and save this map, try and save the series. Their undefeated streak in this season of ECAC nearly out of their hands. Albany, one more round, and they will go 7-0 going into the final week of the round robin. I mean, Penn State, it's not even enough to win this round. You have to win it cleanly. You need guns. You need chances in the 12. And again, they're just sending it onto A. At least this time they have a null command.
Bandit's playing up top. He's not even playing on site, so they're expecting this to be a retake with the lockdown.
Hunter's Fury is here to theoretically counteract the lockdown, so not a clear-cut plan for Albany. But they do have a null command of their own. Puff has to make sure he's far enough away.
Puff's going to find a kill onto Sal. Clear out all chances for a flank, but here's the lockdown now. Hunter's Fury should be able to get rid of it. Playing close is going to be Armani to take him down. Armani gets 2. Spencer's going to trade it out, but Samaritan on site will not give this up. A 1 versus 2. Spencer still alive, the clutch master, but the Nanoswarm's going to continue to keep the Silva off of this spike.
There's no time.
No time to make it happen, and Baron's going to continue to keep this going.
Oh my, 11-12. But again, only 2 players survived. It's still going to be a gun round for Penn State. Light armor for Samaritan, it seems. Oh no, okay, they managed to shuffle things around and get him heavy. They keep things alive. But Albany, again, that massive win streak, they had more than enough money themselves. Great post plant from Penn State. A chance to get their way back into here. Puff really coming alive on this attacking half. But now you don't have ults. Now there's no null command. There's no Hunter's Fury to give you chances. And you've still got to avoid this op. Armani, do not walk into this.
Armani's going to peek it. And Sal's not missing.
And Penn State still trying to go toward A, still trying to finagle their way into the more stacked site where the op is, where the Killjoy's been playing. A risky strategy from Penn State here. Oh my. Just barely Fun is able to inch in for that one. And now Penn State, at least it's a 4v4. Running a little bit low on time. 55 seconds now. They'll clear out mid with a 0 point. That does somewhat give away what they are planning to do, but Sal's still on the opposite side of the map. Actually expecting Puff on this lurk. Not convinced that Penn State are looking to go toward B. And Penn State come back. Sal has played this perfectly.
Sal looks away, but still gets the kill. Shot to the side by Puff. 3 versus 3.
Perfect timing on the Nanoswarm. That stalls the plant. UA, they're going to beat Penn State here.
They're going to be here right away to put this game away. It's Rax, Bandit, second one. Bandit versus Puff. Spencer to trade, and Albany do it in 3. 13-11 for University of Albany to stay flawless in the conference.
University of Albany, take a bow. Still 7-0, still untouched. A 2-0 as well, although somewhat close on both of those maps. Penn State, I hope they're not too upset about how they played today. No. Especially, it was close. If they managed to get just one more round, stop that momentum on the defense on Ascent, we could be looking at a much longer series. I think these two teams are pretty neck and neck, all things considered. But today, on the day, Albany just a little bit better. I mean, Sal took over on Bind, well-deserved. And then once with the op in his hand, did so on Ascent as well. Certainly not one of those one-trick duelists that some collegiate players can find themselves in. Sal does it all, and he does it brilliantly.
Absolutely incredible today to be seen, but that's going to be it for our best of 3. Congratulations to Albany for the 2-0 win, folks. We don't have any interviews to be looking at, but I think, you know, if you and I could put an MVP on this series, I definitely have to give it over towards Sal for what he's been doing. But folks,
I think Spencer and Denuns had really good maps as well. And again, Armani, amazing attacking sides. And the defense, we'll workshop a little bit. Or actually, defense on Ascent was great for him. So, I mean, great first halves, and then Puff really tried. I mean, it was a 1v1 with Spencer at the very end for Puff, but just couldn't quite pull it in.
No, you just could not pull it out in towards the end. But, Paul, that's going to be all for you and I tonight. It's not done with the action, though, that we're going to be seeing here on Shreen. Coming up next is going to be Mountain West Rocket League Air Force Academy versus the University of Nevada, Reno, and FBI Tugboat alongside Chef Billy to cook you up some action. So we're going to head towards the break. And when we see you, a brand new game, brand new casters, and more fun to be seen. We'll see you there.
Hello and welcome, Rocket League fans. We are here. We are live, little esports U action coming at you. We're in round 11 here for the Mountain West Conference. I'm FBI Tugboat, and I'm here with my man, Chef Billy. Chef Billy, how we doing? Chef Billy, oh my goodness. Possible certainly has changed, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I've aged. I've lost hair. You don't know, Possible much better looking caster than I am. But yes, it is week number 11. We are here in the Mountain West. It is what? It's 9 o'clock here. 3 hours to my birthday. We won't say how many decades it is, but we got some hot action going on tonight. We're going to start out with the Air Force Academy Falcons, my hometown. BT Dubs, the Colorado Springs, going up against the University of Nevada, Reno. They will be playing tonight, and this is a battle between two middle of the pack teams ranked number 3 and 4 in the Mountain West. They need to settle some scores right now. We're getting towards the crunch time here, Jordan, and wow, I'm ready to see what we got on hand tonight.
Absolutely. The regular season for these two teams has really just been completely up and down thus far. A 4-4 University of Nevada at Reno team coming into face against Air Force Academy, looking at 5-4. Now, this 5-4 Air Force squad came out a little bit more flack there at the beginning of the season. They won 4 in a row, okay? 4 in a row right there. But the most recent have been rough 3-2 losses to San Jose State University and a rough 3-0 shellacking against Boise State. Looking at Nevada, you kind of get a similar story here, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, from them, up against San Jose State, they went 2-3 and 0-3. So, kind of a bag there going up against the top dog here in the Mountain West. Boise State is just a traditional powerhouse in just the CRL in general. So, we'll see how the Air Force Academy versus University of Nevada, Reno turns out here. But I'm looking forward to seeing what Chowda and company can get done.
We shall take a look at it. That's what Chowder, Evan, and Ryan over here for the Air Force Academy. Nevada made up by Bimsler, Chris P, and Tunlink. Tunlink, definitely the most unique name we've seen on broadcast today.
I'm trying to turn it around in my head, see if it's backwards, like Noil Nut or Noil or Nile Nut. I don't know, but I do these things just to pressure my own poor brain as we get into the action here. A little over 30 seconds in. A lot of possession going back and forth, ping-ponging in front. There's a punt in front. What a save off the goal line. Yeah, wow, some hard and heavy offense thus far. If that's going to be a little bit of pressure right here coming up to it. That's going to be Tunlink. Nice hit across the right corner right now. Bounce back towards the middle, trying to get on top of it. Now we have offense going the other way. Ryan and company trying to get something going in this offensive stance. Oh, that's a nice little touch there. They left it off a little dummy lead there. Wasn't able to finish on the back of it, but still, Ryan's holding into the corner and forcing a clearance out from the University of Nevada. So, aerial carry right there. Kind of fake. He's up once again. Man, the Falcons are flying around here, Jordan. They are really starting to maintain this midfield line that I love to see. They're playing kind of like in a 1-2. So you've got 2 people back, kind of splitting that third man duty. They're really catching these touches as they go across the midfield line. So they are. Chowder now up to Evan. This is going to be an easier block and stick off to the left side right now. Another one there from University of Nevada, and this one's going the other way completely. Nice clear there for Nevada. All right, there's going to be a shutout goal line save. We had to get a vital touch there, Jordan, because that was goal bound. Yes, it was. They hit pay dirt all day long on that one. Our first goal here, but nothing doing. Not for lack of trying. About 2 minutes into this competition so far, Billy. Yeah, we're looking coming up on halftime here, and shots really have been favoring the Falcons, but I think better shots, while they are fewer, have been better generated here from University of Nevada. So sometimes quality is better than quantity. I think that's what Reno's trying to do here. 100%. A single save for both squads so far. As you mentioned, Air Force Academy coming in doubling up on shots attempted thus far. We have looked at the University of Nevada at Reno. Boy. Their only real shot so far, and it was a clean one. Did not find anything, though, as we remain scoreless 15 seconds past halftime. Oh, that's a great touch, and he just misses it near post. Just missed it by a pixel and a half, maybe. But the pressure's not off. He gets up on the pre-jump, but just kind of whiffs on it. Quarter boost going over to Reno. Nice little set into the front. That should be a shot. What a jump there. I believe that was Bimsler that got up early and denied the shot on goal. Fantastic stuff from Reno. Fantastic stuff. Defensive stances on both sides. More methodical shot to the middle, just pressuring a defensive player right now for this Air
Air Force Academy squad. Hit out from Orion. We'll call it a back pass now, allowing Chowder to pick this one up. A little tipper, not going to be enough for the first. The second's just a little bit too high. And the third is there, the fourth. My goodness, Air Force Academy playing some ping pong out here.
I mean, they just had the better initiative on the ball. I mean, just great pressure. It's kind of been mounting for like the past 2 minutes. And at 91 seconds left here in game number 1, the Falcons take their nose out in front.
Yeah, here's a stat for you, Billy. Last time we mentioned it was 2 shots attempted Air Force Academy, 1 for the University of Nevada at Reno. Now it's 8 Air Force Academy, only looking at 2 right now, 2 offensive attempts there for Reno.
Yep, so they are definitely peppering the net here. They're definitely maintaining a lot of control here in their offensive third. And they're going to go ahead and roll back. And that's a nice little layback there. And a zinger of a shot does cause Tunloink to get up and have to force a save there. So, I mean, the pressure is still starting to mount here. The Falcons are really getting ahead of steam. Their rotation is starting to look extremely clean.
Lower scoring game we have so far. Say it ain't so if you're the side of Nevada who's just trying to look to get to the other side of 500 and that positive side so far. Again, round 11 is the last official week here, even though a couple more games before Reno will be played. A little bit of back and forth play, speaking of, across this middle area, and this is really a Reno that's got to capitalize and get in the offense and get there now. Fine on it. Okay, Bimsler gets met by Chowder other side. Couldn't quite see the player right there, but Chowder is there nonetheless. Might not be able to see him chips in the night, but a block nonetheless.
Yep, and I mean, we're coming up on 15 seconds left here, and now you're starting to see a little bit more difference. And the shot hits the goal post. Oh my God, crossbar challenge succeeded there for Reno, but no goal on the back of it. Now, you just want to waste some time here with the Falcons. Nice long dump. That should do it. 0-second drill incoming.
Yeah, so don't let this ball touch the ground. A little bit of volleyball action. And in just a second, Orion attempts the stop. That's a decent angle. It should be an easier block, but that one goes wayward, and that one almost hits the top corner of this wall, but 1-0. The score is nonetheless for the Air Force Academy Falcons. Love to see this. Taking a look at the numbers, and I think the numbers kind of tell the story here, Billy.
I mean, 5 shots to 11. I mean, Reno really did come out there and started to get a little bit done there. The Wolfpack trying to get some stuff done. Bimsler was all over the place. Saves and demos. Really like the aggressive defense coming from them. But I need to look to see a little bit more coordination coming out of their defensive third. Not going for these chippy long balls. Maybe trying to find a little bit of cohesion between their forward members. I really want to see what Chris P can do. We didn't call their name very often. I'm going to go ahead and call this a tunnel pig now. It's tunnel oink. That's what I've come up with in my head now. So we'll see how this is actually going to turn out.
Yeah, love it. We'll see how this goes. Something that stands out to me is Reno did definitely have 3 different players with very similar score lines. Tells me that they don't really have a heavy hitter in the offense. They'll frequently go to advantage in game, but eventually somebody's got to stand up and put a point on the board here for a thus far scoreless University of Nevada, Reno College.
Well, we'll see what they can do. The Wolfpack looking, like you said, to get themselves stay positive side of 500, where the Falcons are currently sitting. They want to go to 6-4. They want to make sure that they have that lockdown on the 3rd place here in the Mountain West. Week number 11, as you said, last official week. That was a wonky touch coming out of the back, and look at that. They're just looking for demos now. They're looking for contact. They're really starting to stamp their authority on this game.
Get aggressive. The Air Force Academy. You may not like what you find on the other side, but 45 seconds so far, and I gotta say, this is a Reno squad that's had more offensive opportunities so far in the first 45 seconds of this game than they ever would have dreamed of in game number 1.
Indeed. I want to see them, kind of step up the pace, and that's what they looks like they're doing. Is they're starting to up the tempo here on the Falcons. Falcons are, trying to get themselves into working order, but here we go again. One of these long clearances. They're looking for somebody to connect on the end of the long dump, and they're just not finding it. Just a little bit behind the plate.
Yeah, Air Force Academy has also come off the back of several kind of misplays on these goals. There was a defensive stop right there that almost put it right in the breadbasket of an offending Reno player. No harm, no foul as of right now. 90 seconds in, no scores on boards.
Okay, yeah. Nice pre-jump there coming from, that was Crispy there, getting up nice and early. And Tunnel Link getting it done on the other side. I'm going with it. I'm committed to the Tunnel Pig going through here, but Orion He keeps the ball in there, you know, low on boost. Going to pick up the mega there. See if they can get the rotations going again. Nice aerial demo.
Yeah, and again, winning the 50 right here and trying to get something going. And again, Orion puts this in a bad place. Evan's got to stretch the field to get their bouncing play. And again, too high. Tunnel Pigger not going to sniff out a first point here for Norino so far.
Oh,
7
man,
minutes, 7+ minutes, nothing. Sorry.
Right. I mean, there's a shot in front. Once again, it's just a little bit off, but they're still maintaining control. That's going to be a dangerous ball in front. No follow-up on the back of it. I don't think they expected that ball to squirt out the way it did. And yeah, they're burrowing like a pig going for a truffle. They're just not finding it yet. And man, the pressure is really starting to bounce up from this Wolfpack squad. They are definitely getting the lion's share of the possession right now.
A couple of whiffs on defensive right there again, but fortunately able to pick this one up. Chowder puts it on point, and Evan tries to walk the dog on in. A couple of misses, and that's gonna be a-okay, given that this was off point. Reno on the defense.
Well, kind of ping-pongy right now. We've crossed over the 2-minute mark remaining here in game number 2. Air Force winning game number 1, 1-0, and wow. This is a very low-scoring affair. It's all going to come down to probably one mistake, Jordan. And we've seen a lot of them coming out from these Falcons here in game number 2.
Yeah, would not be surprised. Simply which team makes the most mistakes has that taken advantage of. A little bit of pressure right now, taken into the numbers. We have pretty much even shots. Reno at 3, Air Force Academy at 5 now after that barn burner across the middle. Another shot.
Well, I mean, they're starting to get it cooked up here. I'm looking for them to be able to finish on the back of it. Finishing's been a problem for both teams here in the entire series. And I mean, I think the lion's share shots have gone through. What a touch! That should be a goal right there. Does he get back? No, he does not.
Wow, Chowder from downtown on this one. I was talking about how the Air Force Academy has had bad redirects so far, especially on their side of the field. Well, this is going to equal our first goal. 3 minutes, 44 seconds into game number 2. We're looking at the same scoreline we saw at the same time last game.
Yep, 1:15 left on the clock, 75 seconds. See if we can get an equalizer here from the Wolfpack. And yeah, I mean, they've got to clean up at the back end here. The Air Force Academy Falcons looking a little bit sloppier than they did in game number 1. I'm not sure what to attribute that to, but it looks like they might be able to weather this last 60 seconds.
Second drill coming in right now. Crispy, there's a wall right here trying to maintain this offensive pressure. Something off the backboard. Teammate meets it, but that's going to be a little bit too far off. That one's not, though. Bimsler going to find the first here for Reno. What, 4 minutes and 13 seconds, 9 minutes and 13 seconds total into this matchup here. So, got another tie ball game.
I like the patience there, by the way, going up from Crispy there. Instead of going for the direct shot, they go for the carom off the backboard and into Bimsler's waiting arms. They pull all the resources on. No, the kickoff goal. Ryan smoking it. I mean, we just can't have a tie score. We can't have
No, we can't. What, we get 9 score across the, or 9 score. We get 1 score across the first 9 minutes, excuse me, and then now just a comparable, just absolute deluge of scores as of right now. That's 3 seconds or something like that. The Nevada actually maintains a lead off the kickoff. Is a brutal look.
It happens. It happens. Sometimes you zig when you should have zagged. And Chowder has been playing well out of the backfield now. I really like that. You know, the shots or the clearances are goal bound, or at least in the direction of the goal. So it's forcing it. Yeah, that's a great demo going out there, by the way.
There's a second though. Nothing coming up on the second shot right here. Even if you have as many demos, that's decently on point. That's inside. Bimsler finds the second for another tying factor. 10 seconds outside. Do we get halftime? Overtime. God, I can't talk today, Billy. Do we get overtime here in game number 2?
I think we do. Unless there's another kickoff goal or unless they have something up their sleeves. The Falcons are definitely going to be feeling the sting on the back of that one. And, well, we almost had it going through. There might actually be a go-ahead goal coming from them. Oh, my word. Pixels apart. No joy there for the Wolfpack. Still the ball is up and live. Yeah, you need to ground this now as we head into overtime.
Nevada comes as close as they can here to bring back the tying factor. That's decently on point. Last player back. That's going to be enough. Crispy, still with possession, still kind of with possession until that last hit right there. Some aerial acrobatics up top so that this Air Force Academy player kind of purchased their team a little bit of time on defensive.
Oh, that's a shot going a little bit wide. I like the thought process there, just trying to get something on the counterattack. Now there's a little pitch play going through. What a touch there from Tunnel Link, getting it done. And that was the ball headed towards the back of the net. Now let's see what the Falcons have coming out of their backfield. Nothing doing right there. Nice up and early from Bimsler. Yeah, I mean, the aerials are starting to come through here for Reno. The Wolfpack starting to own the skies.
I get the demo idea, but that's a couple of demos now that have just resulted in nothing really more. No offensive pressure, really, but does get a player back with 33 boost in that pocket and positioned for a defensive stop. Reno kind of shooting themselves in the foot now with ill-placed demos.
Well, I mean, if you whip in the air and you center the ball in front, good things could happen. Shot on goal, goes over the top. The redirect's there. There's a Reno player up, and there it is, the go-ahead goal. Overtime winner for Wolfpack. They take game number 2, 3-2.
Look, folks, you're not going to have me complaining about physical Rocket League gameplay frequently, but I feel a little bit vindicated here. Minute and 14 into overtime. Crispy just turns attention from headlights onto ball and immediately connects with a teammate 15 seconds afterwards. Now let's take a look. Some of the numbers. 10 total shots here for the side of the Air Force Academy. That's going to be 8 for University of Nevada, Reno, meaning, of course, that, again, it's a quantity over quality type of situation.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. 5 demos coming from Crispy, and you hit the nail on the head there, Jordan. Instead of going for the demo, going for the nice touch, and sets up that last-second goal. And, I mean, that's fantastic stuff from them. It was actually Tunnel Link that got that assist earlier. So, I mean, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. You know, they're playing a little bit more measured. They're getting a little bit more forward as well. I like the fact that they're getting a little bit more offensive minded. So we like to see that. We like to see, good physical play. I'm a huge proponent of more demo, more speed. But sometimes, you do have to take your eye off somebody's tail lights to be able to get the pass to your mates.
Yeah, and pretty much as soon as that happened, the transition of attention right there, Crispy was able to set up teammates and whatnot. Once again, though, that's going to be University of Nevada Reno that put up just an absolute litany, a laundry list of saves in this previous one. Show up with defensive performances like this here in game number 3. I think we might see advantage go over the way for the first time in the series to University of Nevada at Reno. Almost another kickoff mistake right here. That bit Nevada in the behind earlier, but ultimately did not count for much up to it. Nice block and clear here. Kind of clear for Air Force Academy.
Kind of cleared. Yeah, that was a half clear there. I like this switching the field there. I always talk about, in normal soccer or football terms, whichever side of the pond you're on or how you say it. Switching the field, trying to pull the defense away from a stalemated area. Nice early jump there from Bimsler once again. Yeah, I like that contact right there. But, I mean, trying to create space by going against the grain, against the run of play, really does open up the field. You see them trying to do it again.
Looking for the double tap right there. Chowder would have been tasty indeed. Nothing doing right there as the solo play falls for naught. Fantastic setting it up themselves, though. Not saying anything about that. I think individual play really will come forth and stand the test of time in this matchup right here. Off the wall and out. Bimsler didn't even really know where that one was going. Back out. Stretch the field a little bit, so now Orion gets nothing more than a cornered shot. Tunnel, oink, up, and can't quite connect with the teammate, unfortunately. Crispy, though. A lot of boost off the back, but there's the clear that Air Force Academy was looking for.
Yeah, but I mean, the passes are starting to become a lot more clean from the Wolfpack, Jordan. I'm really liking what they're seeing. They're getting vision up the field. They're trying to connect with people. Sometimes it's a little bit too much mustard on the ball, but you know what? I like the thought process. I can actually see them calming right now here on our screen. They're really calling for these rotations. They're calling for when they're open. They're looking for that contact. Maybe not necessarily the demos, but definitely the contact. Shot in front. Whoa! It doesn't go in.
It's going to be, I'm not sure if I have enough fingers to count how many close shots Air Force Academy had put up post-game 1. It had just gone crossbar, top bar, and out skis. Orion over to it. Evan flipping to try and get under this one. Offensive pressures abound, and Orion finds the first here in game number 3.
Okay, I am totally for this cars crossover. I mean, Ka-chow, hello. I love the movie. Yeah, that's great forward pressure. That's a great carry in from Evan. And I mean, Orion there to clean up the trash on the front porch. So 1-0 lead here to the Falcons. And it's 2:57 on the clock. Now that we see an answer coming through from your Reno Wolfpack.
Oh my goodness, set him up and knock him down. When you put the ball on top of the T-pad like that for Evan, they're going to swing for the fences every time. Tunneling, moving backwards can be hard. Just a flip forward might have spelled the difference between a 1-0 and 2-0 now. Air Force Academy, that's the Falcons now with the first comfortable lead we've seen them then so far. No. As I say that, okay.
Okay, nice rotation from Evan there to prevent the kickoff catastrophe. Looking for the touch there. Oh, nice contact there in the middle. They've got an open net.
Oh.
Nobody's able to get back. Nice from Crispy. What an interception. And just completely stole it out there.
It's a great read off of a really wonky angle off the side. This kicks off left. Crispy picks that up, knocks it down. Score going right back to 1. Or score difference, excuse me, going right back to 1.
I like it. I like it. I mean, they didn't get their heads down. They didn't, start feeling sorry for themselves. They just went back to work. Got it done there. I'll tell you what, Crispy, from game 1, didn't say much about him. Now we're talking about him a whole heck of a lot more.
Absolutely. Solid hit, shouter down bottom, and can't quite get it cleared. Tunneling in the Nevada squad coming back from this one, a 2-score run to answer a 2-score run.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I'm really dating myself there with that. Tim and Royal songs coming through in my commentary. What great analysis this is for esports.
There's a Rascal Flatts goal animation earlier, goal animation song earlier. Oh my goodness, that ball is about 99% clipped. Jeez Louise. And Easy picks it up, knocks him down again. Crispy wrestles back a lead from a 2 scores down to 1 score down to tie factor, and now up 5 total scores in this game.
Ow. I mean, Crispy is really starting to up the game sense here. The game IQ is starting to go over 9,000, just reading what the Falcons are wanting to do, and is putting this ball into dangerous situations. That is a 66% conversion rate here in game number 3.
Attempts for completions right there, goals inside, whatever you want to call them. That's about as good as it gets. Now a little bit of defensive kind of confusion perhaps, but no harm, no foul here for the Air Force Academy squad. Bimsler off the corner trying to get up to it, beat a member, and does. 51 right here. This is dangerous, and nobody's there to answer the door. Crispy and off the side, Tunneling looking the exact same. Unfortunately, Bimsler having to cut all the way down from the other side of the field right now. Decently centered, no boost to pay the bills.
Well, we'll see. Oh, that's a great touch from Chowder trying to go work into the corner. Oh my God, Crispy once again just reads it. It's off to the races on the other side.
Centered shot yet again. Glad that Bimsler is there once again, kind of the third man back and the absolute savior of this Reno squad so far after they're pouring everything into offense the past 60 seconds or so.
Well, we are down to 60 seconds here left in game number 3. University of Nevada has their first real-time lead, not with overtime, but standing here in our series. And I mean, the Falcons, they had that 2-goal torrent, and now they've gone completely silent again.
It was an early lead scored there for the Air Force Academy squad. Squad that definitely plays well from behind, now getting tested a little bit more so in game 3. As Billy mentioned, first regular time deficit they faced so far. This pitches up, and last player back for Air Force Academy wisely cuts rotation, just immediately gets back to this one. A little bit of pressure right now, but they have to get in the offense. They have to get there now.
Yep, 20 seconds left here. Oh, yep! That is that's another 66% completion rate there for Tunneling. Getting it done. 24 miles an hour on that goal. But man, just the presence in front of the crease there. Getting it done. And University of Nevada Reno, unless there is just a massive outpouring of goals, which we have seen here in this series, looks like they're going to take the lead here in our series.
Yeah, so barring a miracle, and this is going the way of the Air Force Academy squad as well. Now I think we can safely say this ain't going to happen. Taking the overtime victory from the Game 1 loss here for Nevada Reno. now going to be taking a Game 3 victory and putting the Air Force Academy onto that series point situation. Might be 5-2, might be 5-3. Yeah, there you go.
All right. I mean, game on. Game on, Jordan. Really, Reno, the Wolfpack, have really turned it on there. Look at that. They actually outshot the Air Force Academy first time in this series. And Crispy, I think, is somebody we got to be talking about right now, starting to read everything that the Air Force Academy is studying right now and has crib notes to boot. I mean, the demos are still there. Bimsler, Crispy, both with a couple of demos apiece. And I think that's something that the Air Force Academy needs to do. They need to get a little bit more aggressive. They need to get a little bit more physical because they're just allowing the Wolfpack to run over them.
They really are. They're really on this pack will hunt. This pack will hunt. We're looking at the University of Nevada at Reno that their main, it wasn't even necessarily a problem. It was something that I lauded. But eventually, you have 3 different players playing very similar games here. You got to have somebody step up. Well, the good news for Nevada Reno is that Bimsler is the only one that's kind of taken the more defensive role right there. Had a save, had a shot, had an assist, or had shots on goal, had assists, had saves, had everything more on that third man back situation. Other 2 players, Crispy, as you were mentioning, and Tunnelink, going forth, taking that offensive just kind of stance by the throat, really, really taking it towards Air Force Academy squad. Again, series point here in Game 4, and it's against Air Force Academy.
This is a worst case scenario because you get the Game 1 win. You think you got the win in your sails. You're flying high. No pun there. Looking up. I know. I had to throw one in there. Come on. So it's my birthday. What a shot near post. Bimsler with the knife. Their little just cut shot. Love to see it.
Yeah, Bimsler just nose down right inside. Nice little dunk with the Nightmare Before Christmas animation to boot. Love Rocket League, gotta say. All the aesthetic stuff. We were talking about the car stuff earlier. Also, want to say on that, it looks like whenever they turn their wheels, also the eyes turn like on the windshield. Pretty crazy stuff.
I have not had a. I love it. I love it. Oh, what a save at the goal line! There's still danger. Danger. Will Robinson. No. You got to clear the ball off the goal line. Holy cow! That was danger. Will Robinson lost in space moments right there. And I mean, they were lost in the sauce. They had no idea where that ball was. And they've got to get themselves back together here, Jordan, as we are approaching 1 minute off the clock. They're still looking like they're searching for answers.
Yeah, can we talk about Crispy's trigger discipline, I guess you could call it, like the willingness to sit back as all this craziness is going on right there? Barring that, this comes back and is an open net situation every single day, twice on Sundays there for the side of the Air Force Academy. And then we'd be looking at the same tide situation that Air Force has continuously taken advantage of in the first half of this series so far.
Oh, man. I mean, I think we're going to get a lot more willingness to go forward, a lot more recklessness here from the Falcons as they need to get themselves an equalizer. They're starting to feel the pressure because they are facing series point right now. So you're going to start seeing a lot more balls going forward. No, the save!
Yeah.
And the crunch. Yep. Tunnelink getting it done.
This is so hard to try and communicate with the teammate if you're Orion right here. Like, right, the back hit, teammate's trying to come in but doesn't know exactly when to come in based on what kind of hit you get off the back of your car, because that's it. You have no opportunity coming from the side to block this one away. You just have to rely on Orion right there, as it is University of Nevada at Reno. This Wolfpack strikes twice. 2-0 lead, now 90 seconds in. Okay, excuse me, Ethan right there, okay. Jed's going to have to check the pitch for a couple broken axles right here as Ethan just does everything themselves off a kickoff.
I mean, that's an insane angle. I mean, how do you even really defend that other than, pre-jump out? Yeah, he just smoked me there. Get up. Not enough time to get up there, indeed. So now we've got the lead cut in half again. That's got to be the impetus. It's got to be the moment where they move in, kickoff goal, no good.
Nicely done. Evan once again coming off the backside, a goal offensively turning into a save defensively. We're looking for a standout player for Air Force Academy. I'd say look no further here in game number 4 than Evan as of right now. It's the performance and the numbers stand. College U on top right there. Love it.
All right. I like what we're seeing here. We're looking for Evan. Yeah, a nice little toucher. Try to set it up for a teammate coming from the trail position. Yeah, this has got to be a good touch coming out. Evan, that is not an easy play to make coming out with your senses inverted. Holy cow, and actually had a decent pass as well coming out through it. So, I mean, now we're going to play a little bit of puppy ball here in the corner. Everybody choking on the ball and trying to see if they can get the ball out. No dice. Look at the Air Force Academy. They have all this real estate over here, and they're just not able to turn it into a shot.
Yeah, a couple of offensive setups here begin with the lack of a spread field, just kind of a concentration of forces right now. That happens frequently. The initial clear comes in, as frequently going to happen with these higher level Rocket League teams, Billy. Then you just don't really have anywhere else for this ball to go where you can maintain possession. Shot right there, blocked yet again. Shut down defense here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, but I think they're going into victory formation. That's going to be a nice little touch. A waterfall. Chowder just absolutely smokes everybody with the Slazenger decal there on the car. We had those way back in the ancient times. That was our sports sponsor up in Colorado. So
Okay.
yeah, love it.
Call the brick wall defense immediately shut down right there. Tunneling, I think the rest of the Nevada squad looking on to offenses already. Wherever it was, they're not in position to try and make a defensive stop on that ball. Tie ball game we go. 100 seconds left right here. No true advantage. And I really don't, might have been beginning of this, might have been able to give University of Nevada at Reno a slight edge, but I say that edge is over after Air Force Academy picked out at least a couple of problems and take the lead back right here. Chowder boiling over the top.
And once again, it's knowing that there's contact coming, and I mean they go in for it and they just commit fully to it. And I mean that is a fantastic. That's 3 on the trot here for the Air Force Academy. And now we're at sub 90 seconds. University of Reno, Wolfpack. We're on series point. They still are, but I think we might be going 5, my friend.
Yeah, 1 minute. 15 seconds or so until this next goal, or until this, next game is decided. We do to go to a game number 5. Nevada knows it. They pour everything in offense here soon. They cannot be eliminated from this competition. The loss right here just put onto a very uncomfortable one-and-done situation. Orion pitches this one up, right corner as of right now, tunneling. Be able to pick this one up, goes for the demo, not the ball. Couldn't get to the ball necessarily, so that's going to be something. Looks for a hit. That's another demo right here is tunneling. And a couple going. This angle is bad, and off to the corner we all go.
Yep, and I mean, still possession in favor of the Falcons. And, I mean, that's going to be a shot on goal. What a slash there from Chowda. Oh, my word. That was fantastic from them. Look at this touch from Evan. Just sets him up so perfectly. Pass off from Orion, and then Chowder just buries it. Holy cow.
With this scissor attempt across the middle for these two players trying to cut in both sides. Neither gets there, as that is just an absolute rocket across the middle. 2-4 as of right now. Advantage now for the Air Force Falcons. Same scoreline we saw the other way for Nevada at the end of game number 3.
Yep, and they're looking for more. They're feeling it now. The motivation's there. The impetus is there. The shot was not there, but there's going to be a follow-up shot coming in.
Decent attempted to clear right now, but Evan and the rest of the Air Force Academy knows they just have to play a little bit of keep away here in garbage time. A goal made in right now may have gotten Nevada a little bit of pressure, a little bit of opportunity there at the last. But once again, folks, 5-2, 3-4 doesn't matter. It's 4-2 on this one, as the Air Force Academy squad hangs on here, try and pushes this one on to a game number 5.
Well, I mean, we're sitting at, 7 shots here? It's the 6. I mean, even across the board, just the finishing was a little bit better from the Falcons. Demo still in favor of the Wolfpack. But, I mean, once again, it's the assist. And Orion really did show up big. We were talking about Chowder. We were talking about Evan, game number 3. Well, game number 4, Orion really showing up big in the assist department. Also, with getting a lot more forward pressure, holding that midfield very strongly for them.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about attempted shots, these are pretty similar numbers coming in, but Air Force Academy with 5 total saves versus the side of University of Nevada Reno's 2 saves. This is what spelled the difference here in a 4-2 beatdown, not beatdown, a 4-2 win, that's what we'll call it here, for the Air Force Academy in game number 4, best of 5 series, boiled all the way down to a best of 3 series, now taken down to its simplest, purest form, a one and done, 5 minutes of Rocket League separate us, Chef Billy, and a winner, a victor here in this series. It'll be 3-2 regardless, which is a situation that both Nevada and Air Force are very, very familiar with.
I mean, they've had plenty of 5-game sets here this season. So, I mean, this is no stranger time for them. They know how to get it done, or they know how to lose. Either way, we're going to get a winner here. Whether it takes just 5 minutes or we get some extra bonus Rocket League, I would not be surprised if we do go to that beautiful golden goal to really make this the most honorable of combat. But nice touch and nice move out from the back line. Holy, that was a nice touch. And there he's up early. The little touch. Once again, Tunnel Link, beautiful on the line.
Tunnel Link right there, keeping this offensive alive for a little bit. Just like that, going the other way now. University of Nevada at Reno. They get something going. Bimsler down bottom, plenty of boost, and wins the 50 right here. A little bit of slow roller, and now this attempted pass just turns into a complete hit over the other way, under the corner. Crispy will call it a fake right now. As that ball comes in for him. Bimsler bouncing play. Orion realizes this is not a dangerous angle. Plays against the wall and gives possession over to Chowder. Chowder, who's spinning like a top, almost walks the dog all the way in.
Well, I mean, it does open up the back line here for, yeah, Reno. They almost had a shot opportunity, but now that's some open field. There's clear water there. They have to make a touch in the court. They do get a big boost there, but nothing on the back end of it. So I mean, a little bit of nerviness here. I mean, we were talking about, you know, how experienced they've been. Oh no, Tunnel Link! What a move! Goes low and buries the carom off of the defender's car.
Does he? Okay, yeah, puts that right there, realizing the angle, and puts it off the nose of the defender right there. Fantastic stuff. Attempted block, just not going to be enough. 3 minutes, 33 seconds up here. Nevada back into a familiar situation. Early goals. I mean, we actually have split possession of first goal across these 4 games so far, so really no stat favoring either team on that one.
Well, I mean, fantastic work from both teams. You know, it was a little bit longer on the goal. The waterfall shot there. My goodness, Orion had to get up and get the touch on that. Now Evan moving forward. They got an open net. They got a shot. They got a goal.
Yeah, this just seems like the Evan special. You can order it for $4.99 every single morning, it seems like, because Evan just dishes these up with the reliability, Chef Billy. Whenever Evan gets a little bit of something off the corner, that is going to find payload every time.
I love it. I mean, that's an offensive-minded player right there. They smelt blood in the water. They saw the clear flat seas in front of them, and they just buried it. That's a great little bounce shot. Now the pressure's back on. They had looking for a touch, but nice once again from Tunnel Link, getting up there and getting that physicality onto the Falcons.
You go the 1-2 right here. The give and go from a Nevada player does not result in a full-on clear across the middle right now. Evan hits it. This is going to be a good angle towards him. Crispy fielding it, puts it right back into Ryan this time, playing the same exact role. Evan with a weird stop right now. Nice pass attempted across the middle. Now we get a singing, just twisting ball right across the middle. Tries off the nose. That's an attempted pass. Now a bouncer the other way. Evans back, and we'll field this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is starting to get back and forth action to it. And I love these plays because everybody's throwing out their entire kit. There's no boost to spare. It's just full-on bloodlust for a goal here. As now we have crossed over the halfway point here. 2:13 left. Game number 5. Somebody is going to win this one out. Who will it be? I've got my own personal thoughts, but I think that the Wolfpack, they're starting to feel it right now. They're starting to connect some passes.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be about. That's what it has been about so far in this situation. And if that is how this series is decided, you will not have a surprise tugboat. Nice takeaway, though, right here. Trying to serve it up. Orion burns everything to get there and can't quite get there in time, though. Another situation, though, of putting it up is Evan. Is hit their ball cleared. Chowder continuing this one on. Crispy definitely not anticipating this one, but blocks the offensive player on the way in. That's a great job of just getting just a little bit of irritating, just interrupted play.
I mean, sometimes it's not about the shot. Sometimes it's about the traffic, and oh my gosh, the near post shot gets turned away. Once again, that's a dangerous ball in front. Nobody trailing, and there's an open net.
Nice. Orion forced at a weird angle to field this one. Gets it taken away immediately. 2 players across the middle. Evan continues its progression onto the left corner. Safer right now. Bimsler. Again, corner. Looking for a teammate. Bounce down bottom. That was almost a great play on the goalie right there. Orion, though, gets away from this offender. And ka-chow! There's another one from Orion.
Oh, Orion has been the setup man, has been the third man, has been the defensive specialist. Look at this kiss, just a little bitty booty top into the top corner. That's as clean as you like. 61 seconds, the Falcons have their nose in front again.
Yeah, talking about minor mistakes and possibly being the defining factors in this, you said it best. Orion has been setting up Evan all day long. This time it's Evan off the side, and Orion with a perfect play. More offensive pressure here from the Air Force Academy. They know the name of the game at this point. Up 2-1 with 45 seconds to go.
It's about boost management. It's about resource management on your own end. It's about keeping the ball in front of you, not letting these little deep passes go over your head. I mean, this is going to be a very stressful 35 seconds.
It's clear. Right now, left corner. Got to get in the offensive again instead of before. Same situation is true. This will be a weird, no, not a very good block. Excuse me. Just read the angle myself. Evan credited with the clear as of right now. Last 15 seconds or so, Arena's got to put everything into offense. Even if you lose by 3-1, doesn't matter.
I like it. I like it. I mean, I want to see them keep pushing forward. That's a nice aerial 50 right there. 8 seconds left on the clock. They need to get the ball offensive-minded right now. The shot on goal, that should do it. 0-second drill to get us an equalizer.
Last bounce happened a couple of seconds ago off the top. The nice fake. This keeps it alive, though, from efforts of Reno. Crispy over the side, and that's just going to be a weird stop. And this one comes all the way down to the wire. Hold those heads high. The Air Force Academy squad has done it. What we had 1 score difference games. We had 2 score difference games both ways right here. We had a little bit of overtime as well, and this comes all the way down to a relatively low-scoring Game 5 2-1 victory here for the Air Force Academy Falcons.
Yes, I mean, Air Force Academy go to 6-4 now. They solidified third spot completely in their favor. Nevada goes to 4-5. They are on the wrong side of 500, but they're not out yet. They still have a little bit of a safety line, but I mean, it's not very strong right now. They are on very thin ice.
Yes, very fair. 7 total teams here in the Mountain West. Just about half of them do go on for playoff contentions. Obviously, the top seed right there in the best sort of situation. We'll see how these 2 teams shake out, but like you said it, Nevada trying to stay above 500 now, dropping to 4-5. They'll have, I believe they play 14 games total, so they have a couple more makeup games. At least they did last semester. I believe they have 14 games to go here. Air Force Academy Falcons, same kind of situation, couple more games to go, but this improves so much more with a 6-4 scoreline, Billy.
Yep, I mean, that's going to do it for this series here. We've got one more series tonight. It's going to be a barn burner. It's number 1 versus number 2. Boise versus San Jose State. We'll be back with you at the top of the hour. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a few.
Hello and welcome back. We're going to be hopping right into the action here. As Chef Billy mentioned, this is number 1 Boise State taking on number 2 San Jose State University. It's the Sharks here, folks. Only loss to San Jose has been at the hands of Boise State. That was a 3-0 last time, Chef Billy.
Yes. And
Bull skunk.
wow. I mean, we do cast a lot of Overwatch together, but I mean, this is right out the gate. Dirtho scoring very early on here, and I'm to expect a steady pattern of this coming through. Doc Asper has the team nice and warmed up, ready to go. But San Jose, I mean, they are 7-1 for a reason. It's just that, you know, there might be a tier difference here. There might be an S+ tier here for Boise State. I mean, CRL, CCA powerhouses going up against this San Jose squad. So we'll see what they have coming out the gate and, you know, how their early season is going.
Uzi off the back, just a little tipper that gets blocked out. Too many Pelican. I'm not sure how many Pelican is enough Pelican, but this is too many Pelican right here. 40 seconds. Up, Dirtho. Trying something from down bottom. Little low roller. Nice pass attempt to Gil right there, but Cream coming up with the block. Ace going to be... Wow, okay, so Ace even comes back with a little bit of boost, and Dirtho is still able to find a second one. 51 seconds in, and Boise State finds the second dagger. That's
an evil touch there from Dirtho on the back of that. That's just fantastic work from them. And I mean, you know, you see where there's teams that compete across a lot of competitions, and just the synergy is just almost automatic. We'll see if Boise State's going to carry this on. But Cream, hello. Kachow, indeed, in the back of the net.
Well, Cream does rise to the top right here. Ace with a really weird backboard pass right here. Fantastic stuff as Boise State is just caught looking. Now, I want to delve into this a little bit more. Boise State, yes, 8-0, have dropped individual games. In fact, they're coming hot off the heels of a 3-1 victory. That was Utah State. 3-1 victory, New Mexico. Also had a little bit of problems with Air Force, which this San Jose State squad has as well. A little bit of problems with Air Force. Nice shot down bottom, and again, San Jose State University, wow, just gets caught looking on the defensive side this time. 1 minute, 11 seconds in. We have 4 scores already here.
This is good. This is good stuff. I mean, you know, you mentioned what's happened with against the Air Force Academy, and they win 3-1 and 3-2. So I mean, Air Force Academy put them to the screws. Just weren't able to come out on the top of it. I mean, that kind of led into what we saw earlier today. And now, you know, we've got a definite third place here. Oh my gosh, the shot was good. Just did not want to cross over the line. And now Gil looking for Woozy on the other side. Dirtho on the other side. They're trying to set up the plays. They're trying to get their rotations nice and clean here. But San Jose is playing disruptor ball right now. It's not allowing Boise State to get their rotations clean.
Yeah, that's a fantastic description of exactly what this Boise State squad is doing, just simply interrupting play. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It doesn't always have to come off the back of incredibly aerial acrobatic play. Sometimes just looks like that. Gil, last player back, defender right there. Offender tried to get it to him, and the transition play as Gil scores again.
That right there is the result of playing across a bunch of high-level competitions. They just know that you have to turn on the counterattack immediately. You've got to go into full attack mode, and that's exactly what happened there. The pace at which Boise State is what's so lethal.
Have to agree. Dirtho up. Cream answers it in kind right here. Did have to burn a lot of boost to get there. Answers in kind regardless. Too many Pelican over the left side. Woozy easily picks this one, noses it back on over to the other corner right here. Cream down bottom. All about positioning. Cream knows it. Cream finds a demo right there, as that's going to be Ace keeping this offensive dream alive until that's a huge clear right here. This is in a lot of ways, that, like right there from Dirtho, the difference in clears than we saw previously from our Air Force Academy and Nevada State. Both of those teams individually had great clears, but this is Boise State serving them up fresh 24/7.
And incredibly tasty as well. I'm happy for it. I mean, Ace with a nice look. It's going to be a shot and a goal. Hello.
Nicely done.
Nicely done.
So, yeah, individual play really reigning supreme here for the side of San Jose State University. Yes, it's teamwork over there on Boise, but individual players for San Jose getting it done and putting points on the board.
Oh, the moving eyes are so weird. God, they're
they
so
really,
weird.
They
okay.
are, dude. They're so weird.
I'm not used to it yet. I haven't cast a lot of Rocket League here lately. It's been a very busy Overwatch season for me, but good lord. That's a great touch off the backboard, going up nice and high, and Woozy's there to bury it.
A doozy from Woozy, that's what we call it. Down bottom, just an easy pass from the teammate right here. That's Durtho putting it right into that red basket. 2 minutes to go, 3-score difference here. Ace, they're looking at us. They're looking at us, Billy. You see that? It turned right towards us as the camera moved.
No, it's so cringe, God. It's freaking me out a little bit, man. That's a great touch there from Woozy. He's going to go look to get their own rebound. No joy there, and here's the breakout. This is what they've done so well. Oh, you've got to bury this. You've got to bury.
Oh.
Okay. What up, man? That's tough.
Hate it.
That's tough.
Hate it.
0 out of 10.
Even Durtho acknowledging right there. Attempted hit. Gil easily hits this one back the other side. Team the Pelican trying to look for some redemption. Not going to find on this offensive drive.
A little bit of touch there, a little bit of meeting in the middle. The minds did not agree on a wavelength there, and well, the ball squirts out to the side. Now Durtho going aerial once again. Scott Dill trailing.
Durtho can find in the air right there, but now across the middle, Gil buries another right here. 3 shots, 2 goals, through a couple saves Gil's way as well for a well-rounded Boise State player here in game number 1.
That's a quick e-brake spin around there, getting 180 and getting themselves back into the slot there, and able to come back around and finish off the goal. 4-goal lead here, 67 seconds left here, game number 1. It's been a lot of Boise State traffic going in the offensive play, but San Jose State has not put their heads down in shame. They have been fighting back tooth and nail this entire series.
Really have. No give up in either of these teams thus far. Easy to maintain a lead, of course, in Boise, but San Jose still, you said, putting the thumb screws on where they can. Again, with that individual play, just reigning supreme. A game 1 that is practically, okay, a game 1. What I was going to say, a game 1 that is practically not decided in any way, shape, or form here, Billy, because that's a 3rd score right here. I mean, 4 scores, 40 seconds is tough. 3 scores, 37 seconds is, well, at least you can dream about it.
I dream about it all the time. I wish I could play anywhere near this kind of level, but I mean, that's why we are in the booth. That's why we get to commentate these games, because we do know what's going on.
Yes,
you did dang right. But still, I mean, Ace has been really good on the defensive end. I really like Creed, the all-pitch play for them. So, I mean, I think clean this up and continue with this individual talent. You know, they can really put some pressure on this Boise State squad.
Pass down bottom, looking for it. Ace almost connects right there. That's going to be Cream from the top. Looking for the second, can't quite get it. That's just those freaky little eyes. 5 seconds away. 9 total scores right here. Looking for a 10th still. This will be last bounce territory. 000s hit the top. But the result of this game 1 is the same. Woozy still playing this one off the corner here.
Evil.
Use this time. That's going to be a block. That's not going to be a stop. Now it is 6-3 for Boise State in game numero 1.
Well, I mean, good stuff there from Boise State. Just a pretty comprehensive difference there between the two teams. 6-3. I mean, look at the scores. Woozy actually getting the best of it. I really like what Gil's doing. If I'm going to zero in on something that Boise State is doing so well, Gil is maybe not necessarily the biggest goal scorer, even though they all have 2 goals. It's about the shots. It's about the saves as well, playing that third man role, and also creating a different angle of your eye test when you're coming down there and they're triple committing into their attack. Gil has been a base player. And has really pulled a lot of the eye attention from San Jose State. So, you've got Durtho and Woozy, doing all the flowery stuff up in the atmosphere. And then you got Gil down on the bottom, being that physical grinder that you need to have, especially in that third man role. Just really comprehensive team play here coming from Boise State.
Yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed. Where you have a very even-handed look. 2 goals made from every Boise State player here in this game number 1. Taking a look at San Jose State, yes, Cream. Yeah, they say the rise to the top right here. Got a goal, got a couple of shots right there. Got 4 saves in game number 1 right there. What I'm looking for from the San Jose State University squad to kind of bring this back this game 2, maybe bring this one back from the brink, get a little more even, is again that even-handed play across 3 Rocket League players on this pitch today.
Well, I mean, it's all reset here. Beginning of game number 2, 5 minutes on the clock. Nice kickoff win. Oh, Cream overshoots it, but you know what? Maybe you're going to try and set up too many Pelican. Not gets 50'd out on the ground here, and now the aerial tech is underway once again. Ace is actually going to get the rotation on this ball. That's a great flip coming in from Boozy, though.
Too many Pelican, flipping, turning, twisting, trying to get something going right there. It just turns into a pass down bottom, almost a nose down pinch right there from the San Jose State squad. Now defensive roll, forced to be accepted here. The Sharks hit this one over. That is a tripled up on defense, and be very glad that a player did not cover this one up, and Boise State did not continue their offensive. Now Batmobile against the wall. Ace comes up for it. No shot, no even attempt right there for the defensive side for Boise, and they just keep it in the air and maintain possession. Not a bad look.
Not a bad look at all, and I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing right now because, you know, we're not triple committing here from San Jose State. They've got somebody in reserve in the back in case we do have this aerial play coming through. That's a nice up there from Too Many Pelican. Maybe not enough direction and thought behind the ball, but still, I mean, it keeps the ball out of your offensive third. And that's a win right now when you're going up against this Boise State squad.
Too Many Pelicans tries to kick this one down bottom to a teammate. Put in another corner here with boost to boot as well. Durtho looking at a great angle, tries to take this one against the wall. A twisting defensive player stops that one. There's a double commit here on the offense. Too Many Pelicans hoist this one down to the corner, try to pick this one up. Gill continues the progression over to the right side. A double commit on the offense here from San Jose, but neither team makes connection here. Now, just one real player back in the defensive, and Ace doesn't even need to use it.
Yep, I like it. I like what San Jose is doing right now. They're disrupting. They're starting to manage, a few passes here and there as well. So, I mean, it's not always the easiest to pass in Rocket League, especially with the speed with which Boise State is playing around. So, I mean, they have absorbed so much pressure. That's just dirty from Kill, though. That's just absolute filth.
It just comes down to what you said. Which team will make the most mistakes? Bad angle there from Too Many Pelican as they try to fly up to it. Gill gets one stuck in the middle right here. And that's going to be a bouncing play to give Boise State the lead. I will say at this point in the last game, we were looking at a 3-1 scoreline, if my memory serves, about 20 seconds outside of halftime. So we're looking for market improvement from San Jose. From any team that loses a game number 1, I think we can safely say that we have found it.
Oh, the touch. Oh, what a flick there from Cream. Almost caught Boise State unawares. But, I mean, now if you look at this, the pressure coming in from Durtho on the ground. Nice little knock-up, going far post, looking to see if they can get somebody on the other side. They're not there, but the pressure's in front. The Demolition comes out.
Great job there from Woozy, realizing that, they might have had an angle, but teammate would have had a better one. Team-based game Rocket League is, and the shot did not go in. Always got to commend great team play up to it. Cream barely gets a handle onto this one. A weird clear. And this is going to be back-centered again. Not quite on angle, but still played nonetheless. Cream off the side, tries to get the nose to it. Can't quite. Ace tries again as well. Durtho, nice hit, but that's just a little bit to the outside, Chef Billy.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Now Cream's going to play a little bit of traffic control in front of the net, but doesn't get the body on the chassis. Weird little squirt ball coming out here. And now Gill to the air, looking for the pass off the side.
Rattling against the backboard here, but not getting an angle. That proved true as Ace beats feet up the wall, takes it across. 12 boost to be spoken of, tries to pick up big boost down there. There's no big boost spawning. Little resources here from San Jose after they have to assume the defensive. Lots of, oh no. Yeah, so the only player with boost there, it just turns up a bad angle. And kind of split decision, right? You know what they say, you don't make a decision, eventually a decision is going to make you. Cream decides not to hit it forward, not to hit it backward, leaves it right there, teed off for Boise State, 2-0 lead.
85 miles an hour, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it. It was an unfortunate touch when the ball went off the ground and bounced up. I mean, that's just an unfortunate touch. Too Many Pelican driving for the goal. Gets denied out, but I like that. I like the assertiveness there from Too Many Pelicans. I want to see that. A little bit more of that. Maybe give a little bit of a fake there. What a touch there. Too Many Pelicans is starting to really show up here in game number 2.
Great redirects, goes for it. Pelicans tries to play as the defenders. It can't quite get them hit off and redirected at that true angle that they're anticipating. Ace continues this play here. Weird miss, and Ace picks it up again. Once again, Billy. It's going to be the solo play. Whenever a one-on-one situation is garnered here for San Jose, they just have to play their game. No passes necessary for this point for San Jose.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, if you got it, flaunt it, and give me more. Give me more. They're playing as a team as far as the defense, but when they get to the offensive third, that's when they're starting to really show a little bit more uniqueness. And the steal! Too many Pelican. Oh, you got to do something on the back of this. You got to do something on the back of this.
Pick it up off the side right there. Just speaking of, too many Pelican. Gets it down there. Teammate Cream picks it up. Back hit. Not quite there. Gil. Yeah, right place, right time, as well as, again, kind of that trigger discipline. Just waiting to actually pull it on this one, get forth, and play the ball.
We're 15 seconds left here. Game number 2, 1 goal separates. Remember, it was a 9-goal outpouring from game number 1. 3 here, and there's still a little bit of opportunity. The shot, the waterfowl, too many Pelican gets the ball in the corner. They're now going into the 0-second drill.
Yeah, great clear and stop from Woozy. Gil realizes this ball and how dangerous it is if it doesn't hit the ground. Still keeping it alive, trying for something off the wall. And how is this still alive? Durtho, the respect with the honor. Love this right now. Shot down bottom. That's still not going to be able to hit the wall right there in a 6-3 game 1. Somehow evolves into a 2-1 barn murmur with 0-0 implications there at the end, Chef Billy.
I mean, 4 shots to what, 7? I'm sorry, 8 shots to I can math today. It's 9 shots to 8. Holy cow! Ace decided that shooting the ball quantity was better than quality this time. And once again, I mean, doing that individual skill. Being able to burn and break some axles along the way. Man, Gil once again being that third man. The shots were big this time, 3 saves as well. So I mean, getting the job done offensively, defensively. Man, what a solid player here for this Boise State squad.
Speaking of Boise State, finally getting involved in that physical play as well. 4 demos here and spread out again as evenly as you can with whole numbers, right? 2 of their, I believe that was from Gil finding the 2 demos there, 1 from Durtho, 1 from Woozy. So what this is Boise State kind of answering that physical play and continuing to mold their game plan around this series as it develops. Game 3 starting here in just a couple of seconds. This is series point. San Jose State University. This squad's got to bring it back. The reverse sweep has to happen right now if they're going to take a series win.
Well, I mean, it all starts right here. And I think that we got every opportunity for them to maybe pull a game back here. It'll do them the wonders of good, and it'll make Boise State sweat a little bit. Oh, but there is a demo deep in the defensive third. That's going to put San Jose on the back foot.
20 seconds into this one. Remember, folks, this was Boise State that struck hard and fast early in game number 1 right here. 6-3 it went, and a lot closer since, and Boise's got to remember that one as they the pitch here. 30 seconds in. Durtho getting something going. Dual demo down bottom, 2v2 for just a couple of seconds as Gil respawns and will be able to pick up boost and play this one. Off the corner now. Gets it across 1. Gets it trying to get across 2, but Ace does not bite onto this one.
No, and I mean, something that I haven't really mentioned here is that we're looking at a tempo shift here as well. San Jose is actually dictating the tempo a little bit to Boise State. They're controlling, coming out of the defensive third. They're looking for that connecting pass, and the aerial demo. Holy crap, that was filthy.
Yeah, what demo, pass, everything right here. Woozy setting up Durtho with a doozy. Durtho right off the nose right here. This is going to be first goal 1 minute into this game 3 series point for the side of Boise State. San Jose, again, got to strike back to tie this one back up.
I've got full confidence. I got full confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, too many Pelican has been close quite a few times. I mean, Ace, has been the goal scorer here for San Jose, the Spartans, but man, too many Pelican has really been playing well. And Cream has been playing third man. That's going to be a shot just barely wide. But I mean, I think Cream has a lot more in the tank, and it just hasn't been able to show it off yet.
Got to get that engaged here soon. Hit that NOS or something. 3.5 minutes is last lifeblood that this squad has. San Jose. This one, nice hit down bottom, answered by Cream. Nice save right here. This one's going to be off and taking their time to play it. It's too many Pelican.
I think we just lost Tugboat there as he went robot. Don't worry, I'm going to go Mr. Roboto on me. But, I mean, you know, this is better play coming from them, and I say that. And there is the double goal advantage here to Boise State. Durtho, Woozy, just getting it done. What a pass there from Woozy. Just a nice touch in there, and Durtho able to bury it away.
That's 2-goal lead. I hope I'm a little bit more legible now here and understandable for you, Billy.
I hear you. I do hear you.
All right, good. Good.
Oh, no, the waterfall.
Oh,
waterfall.
man. Again, dude, and that's going to be drowning in that one for San Jose. This is right off of the kickoff as well. 13 seconds before the previous one. Hopes and dreams. San Jose not looking great as of right now. 3 minutes, 3 scores right here. It is possible, Billy. In fact, I'd be surprised if they get shut out. But a 1-2 scoreline in Game 2 is looking just eons away as of right now for the San Jose State University Spartans.
Well, I think that Boise State is up the tempo here, and they've also upped their physicality. 2 things that I hearken to every time that I get on a call here for Rocket League. I want more tempo, and I want more physicality. I want you up in the face of your opponent. I want you to stamp your authority on this game. Well, they do that. Oh, Cream, looking to do something there, and no, those eyes are still following us around the pitch. My God, that was a wonderful turn there from Cream, just not able to get the shot off.
Woozy back to the middle, nose up. Gill almost gets the fin onto it. Didn't quite happen this time. Abandoned it for boost, and teammate shot down bottom and follows it all the way through. Cream actually, perfect transition. This is not an open net, but there's only one player left. Woozy there. Not a full clear. There's another hit, gotta play it, and does, but Gill does exactly what they need to, and that's purchase their team time to get in the defensive position.
Not out of it yet. I mean, that's a nice aerial 50 that was won by San Jose. The Spartans are starting to turn it up here. They've got to do something fast. They got to get a shot. There we go. Too many Pelicans finally gets themselves onto the ledger. And that's been a couple games coming here, Jordan, where they have had opportunities. They just haven't been able to bury it. That's a great shot down to the lower 90. It gets below the chassis of Gill.
100% agree here, Billy. Now, bringing this one back from the brink, so much more realistic. Cream, a one-on-one, and that's another one. Cream right here, fantastic off kickoff play. This was a 3-0 bad look for the San Jose squad. What, 20 seconds ago?
Yeah, Musty over him. Oh no. All right, so now everybody has gotten themselves onto the scoring ledger here for San Jose State. And Boise State, I mean, they've got to be reeling after 2, maybe 3. Oh my gosh, the ball is there.
There you go.
Yes, it is Cream with 2 in a row.
Absolutely love it. This is the pass from Pelican on in after a weird block there from Durtho. No teammates there as Boise State was already assuming. They were already writing into the books, okay, we're getting on offense after this. Well, that turns around, bites them right in the behind. 3-3 we go. An unfamiliar situation. That's not on point, thank goodness, if you're a San Jose fan.
Oh, man, an ace with a very important touch there as well, because there is an opportunity to go back, but Durtho puts them back into the lead. They had just had 3 on the trot against them. And then Durtho just says, nah. A little bit too early of a committal there, coming in from too many Pelicans. So, with 1:20 left on the clock, game number 3, series point for Boise State. The Spartans looking to tie it up once again.
Durtho right there. What a 3-score run answered by a 3-score run answered by a Durtho shot answered by another shot and a block. Nicely done from San Jose. Getting everything done. Ace down bottom. Teammate there. No, can't quite connect with the teammate. Unfortunately, Ace burned everything. Aerial just to get up that ball and center it. Teammate couldn't quite get on top of it, and defensive performances stand supreme. Double commit on the defense, and nobody's on the other side. Pelican was playing middle and really had to forecast this ball in an uncharacteristic way. Pass down bottom, and Woozy possibly just put in the dagger, the last nail into the coffin here for San Jose series dreams.
Look at that touch from Durtho. Just absolutely lays an egg in front of Woozy, and Woozy just bakes that one right on up in the middle. That is a 2-goal lead. 44 seconds left. 22 seconds a goal here for your Spartans to bring themselves back level. We know they can do it. We've seen them do it here in this game. They need to turn it on again.
Weird pass there from Ace gets interrupted across the middle. The interception resulting in continued offensive pressure in a situation that San Jose has got to get forth, got to get offensive for it all there. 2-score difference, 1-score difference, 10-score difference, all the same in a game 3. So 5 series, and you're down by 2, trying to take it off the corner, trying to get down there, and they just don't have enough boost to continuously pressure this ball, Billy.
Oh, that's a centered ball right from. Yeah, that'll do it right there. 9 seconds left. I mean, stranger things have happened. I have seen games come back. 9 seconds left in a 3-goal margin, come back even. But I don't know. I think that Boise State have got the lockdown on this game. They're following.
They're following. Boise just literally has to kick this one up high, burn about 4 seconds off, and this game is now over. Not going to happen. A fantastic presentation here from San Jose in game number 2 right there. Bringing this one back down to the wire. That was a dish down bottom that would have been our 7th. 6-3 going to be the scoreline here for Boise State in games 1 and game 2. Much more of a shellacking served in 1 and 3, but games 1 and 3 right there. And again, I think this is just a situation where San Jose might have been taken a little bit off foot, a little bit off kilter there in game number 1. Really employed their own game plan to bring this back as close as it can for game number 2, and then Boise State, the ever important time, the most important time in these competitions, that couple minutes before or in between games, Boise State figures this one on out in game 3 and shuts it down 3-0 fashion.
Well, I mean, they go to 9-0 here. They still have some games to play. We're here in the last week of the regular season, so, they've got some fixtures to still go through. But, I mean, for Boise State, I think that, based upon what we've seen them do versus the other Mountain West opponents, we're probably looking at what the Midwest Championship game is going to look like. So now, this is where you go to get the VOD reviews. This is where you start scheduling up some scrim blocks, see if you can get up against some other CRL teams to get used to that pace. I think that they were really surprised by when Boise State leveled up in the tempo department. That's where they started really getting put behind. So I think that's a little bit of area that San Jose can definitely be looking at, because they have some serious mechanical skill and they have some serious good team defense. It's just when that tempo change comes through, they got to be quick to react to it.
Yeah, just that reaction. Like, you always got to have that kind of game plan, but you can't always just, keep your laser focus on that continuously, especially against a team like Boise State right here. Plenty more opportunities, and 7-2 is not a bad scoreline by any means. You're just going to have to sit heavy in the heads of the San Jose State University players that not one but both of these matchups with Boise State have gone down 3-0 fashion. That's going to be it for us on the day. As we have reached the end of this broadcast, I want to give a big fat shout out to Colton, Sir Scoots, Professor Layton, everybody here about working behind the scenes for Esports University, or Esports U, to make our jobs as casters just that much easier, and we do appreciate them, Chef Billy. That's all it from me. Do you have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu?
I mean, it's been a fantastic week, number 11. We'll see what the postseason lies in for these teams, and make sure that you're cheering us. Make sure that you're following us here on the Twitch and on Twitter as well. So you can always get updates and what's coming up soon. So for myself, Jordan, everybody behind the scenes, we'll see you guys later. Have a good night.
Yep. One last thing with the schedule here, that is Super Smash Brothers Singles. That's tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. Sorry, I just saw this. Sorry, guys. ECAC, if you're looking for more Rocket League action, that'll be immediately afterwards, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, and ECAC Overwatch, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, guys, right here at Esports U. Thank you now, guys. Appreciate you watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.